Welcome back to the 2023 World Series of Poker main event. It is time for day 3. My name is Remco Ringma. Brent Hanks in the booth alongside me for 3.5 hours of main event coverage with the man, the myth, the legend, Tom Dwan on our feature table. Tom Dwan brings 170 big blinds to this feature table, so you better be ready for some action because this final table, is about to get pretty violent. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Let's have some fun with this. Main event is getting pretty serious, Brent.
Oh, man, day 3. How does Tom Dwan have a stack in the main event, more than 170 big blinds? He's going to run this table over.
The last couple times I've seen Tom Dwan in the main event, he did not seem like he was all that interested in playing for 8 straight days, but I think we're seeing a different Tom Dwan, grinding on day 2, and now 426,000 chips at this feature table. This man clearly is on a mission.
He plays about 5 tournaments a year, average buy-in $4.5 million, I believe, everything he does play. But here he is, Remco, in the main with a pile.
Yeah, and of course, Tom Dwan does what Tom Dwan does, raising up the first hand with 8-6 of hearts. Let us know in the chat if you enjoyed last night's coverage. The Rigby show, Brent, likely to continue today.
Listen, I had a chance to cover him earlier today on the show High Noon, just before our coverage here kicked off on this very own YouTube channel. Rigby out there putting on a show already. He's directly behind Kevin Pollak. They're side by side with tables, talking about movies, talking about everything, food, you name it. While we were covering him, he dragged a big pot with the dirty diaper and flashed it to the whole table, nothing but 3 high.
Richez here making the call, and Martin Viala de Sol Real on the button, 3-betting to 28K with ace-king offsuit. Ibanez folding his ace-6, action back around to Dwan. We got Adam Friedman in the mix too.
He's out there. Didn't know Friedman still played No Limit Hold'em. Perhaps this is the only event he does play.
Probably confused, thinking this was Dealer's Choice. He, of course, 3-time winner of the 10K Dealer's Choice.
Now, people may forget Friedman made his mark in poker during the main event more than a decade ago when he basically wept and cried on the national broadcast saying, I played perfect poker and busted. I believe, was it short of the money or did he make a run? I forget.
I want to say he made the money. It was a king high flush versus an ace high flush. 2005 main event.
Love this sizing here by the guy whose name I cannot pronounce whatsoever. I'll just call him Vanilla Ice Sorrel. Dwan really can't peel despite being that deep. King, queen, and a world of pain. This guy with tattoos all over himself. I've seen him every day, I swear, down here at the World Series. I walk by him. Looks like he's a member of Peaky Blinders. Maybe Hell's Angels. Could be a merge.
Pretty intimidating. Of course, you got to bring the neck tattoo for some extra fold equity. If you're joining us on YouTube today, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We set a pretty hard mark. We had 30,000 viewers on yesterday's stream with Helmut and Rigby. We hit 6,000 likes during our broadcast. That's going to be our baseline for today, so don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel.
I just did it, Remco. I clicked that thumbs up right there. I am like number 329. We got to get that number up.
By the time I finish this sentence, we're going to be over 1,000 likes. I'm convinced of it. I'm convinced that you guys are going to come through on this one.
Yes. Sorry, guys.
We got a new guy.
Okay.
Make room for the new guy. That water is big, same size he is. Look at this.
It's David May from Canada joining us, sitting right next to our man from Finland, Emil Tuomainen. We got an international crowd here. We got Chile in the mix. World Series of Poker. Players from all over the world battling for that top prize, Brent, of $12.1 million.
Ridiculous in so many ways. A lot of outrage on Twitter about the prize pool, the payouts. I'm not really going to lay where I lie there, Remco. I'll let those guys settle on Twitter. But yeah, it's a record. Largest field, largest first place prize. And Dwan now with the best hand in poker. Speaking of large.
Wow. From the big blind, of course, the place from which it is not to be expected to have pocket aces. Ibanez raising the button.
Sorry?
Okay. And turn your mic off.
Brent, I'm the type of player that if someone 3-bets from the big blind when I'm on the button, I'm never going to believe them.
There's a lot to that, believe it or not, Remco. 3-betting light out of the big blind is a thing. You do it with ace little, king little, sometimes queen little.
How you guys doing?
Especially when you're deep and you're trying to handcuff and leverage these stacks, looking to make a run on day 3, make that money later tonight. This is annoying. Fortunately for Ibanez, not much of a hand.
Brent, if you're in Ibanez's shoes, they're opening from the button and getting, facing this 3-bet. What kind of hand can you call with?
Jack 9 suited, maybe we peel if the price is right. King Queen, King Jack suited. It's Tom Dwan after all, right? I mean, you're more inclined to want to call him wider than others just because of the legacy that is Tom Dwan, but it's a reasonable open. Jack 9 absolutely should be opening that hand.
In London,
and Dwan, by the way, showed the aces, so that's a win for.
Hey Tom, how are you? I think we have a lot of mutual friends.
Ibanez. What are we going with, Remco?
Ibanez.
There you go.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. I think we have a lot of mutual friends.
Shout out to PokerGO chat. People asking in there, is Doug Polk still alive? Doug Polk tweeted earlier that he's more motivated than ever before to grind in the main event. Love to see it. People asking for Maurice Hawkins, our chip leader. We're going to get him in the mix for sure later today. I can only imagine people are going to want to see him with his creative style.
Yeah, hiding it. Why don't you do that? I have to keep it back away from the...
I'm just here for the big rig. Can we bring in the big rig? Set up some. Come on, set up a parking spot. Get him in here.
We need a constant camera on Nick Rigby, the man destroying the main event up until now. Just so everyone knows, the main event, 10,043 total players, shattering the record from 06, 8,773. Today, 3,538 players started, and Brent, the chase for the money is on. 1,507 players will get paid. The question is, are we going to hit it tonight, or are we going to hit it tomorrow?
I think we hit it tonight. A lot of dusty stacks out there, right around 15, 20, 30 bigs. We're going to lose a ton of players. We lost Ryan DePaulo, one of the co-hosts of High Noon. He is RIP with 8s, as we see 2 8s hit the flop here, and Friedman with the nut flush draw.
I've gotten to know Friedman as a conservative player, very, very smart when it comes to the mixed games, very good at picking the games that his opponents are worse at, but I haven't seen him play no limit in a long time.
He'll be solid. Brilliant guy. Played enough no limit. In this field, he'll be just fine.
Dwan lets it go. Action on Riches. He lets it go as well, and Friedman says, unfortunately, wanted some more action on that flush draw, perhaps.
It's blinds.
Minus 2,500.
I don't think you want a lot of action on 8, 8, 6, 2 spades when you're involved with Tom and a member of the Chile Hells Angels. Someone might have an 8, Remco. Just be happy with the pot.
Yeah, exactly. The main event is all about survival and avoiding those monster clashes. Brent, you put on a master class of survival, but they just didn't want to give you any more chips.
Yeah, it was very difficult. I grinded my nub off. It was a painful final 3 hours of day 1. I did everything I could on day 2. I folded, Remco, a full house. Ready for this? I had 9-7 of hearts. The board, 5-5 queen, 9-9.
Wow.
I folded, I bet the river, and then folded when the guy moved all in.
Oh, wow.
Face up.
Did the guy show?
I knew he had 2 queens. He had 2 queens. Queens full. Yeah.
Wow.
It was that kind of day. It was that kind of afternoon on day 2 as well.
So if you're wondering, Brent Hanks here as my co-commentator. He can make those good folds when he doesn't see the cards. Just imagine how good his analysis will be when he can see the cards. You guys were very lucky to listen in on all the wisdom that is about to be bestowed upon you.
I wouldn't get carried away.
Dwan on the button. This is to me typical main event stuff. You're very deep. You're trying to make people uncomfortable, and a player like Dwan is going to at least think about it with every single hand that he gets dealt.
And I think Dwan should also recognize that Friedman is going to be opening a much tighter, narrower range. He's going to have a lot of big hands. You could see him contemplating there with 5 deuce suited, thinking about making Friedman's life miserable, but does bow out.
Friedman again picks up a pot here. Sorry.
What? Lori's trying to think about the music. No, I do something right now. No. What? Yeah, no, there's no.
Donnie. I'm so used to Donnie sitting here. Donnie's on day 3 of the main event.
He's dancing, baby.
He's got
dancing in the main.
Over 100K. Chilling, totally chilling.
I got to swap with Donnie. I really need him to cash.
To get even for the summer?
Oh, God. He might need to win the main to get even for the summer.
Brent, what I'm wondering, a player like Tom Dwan, who generally only plays high-stakes cash, how different is it to play in a tournament like this? And, of course, you can tell that he's really, really trying.
What makes, I think, the main event very special for Dwan is you're so deep on day 1 that you almost treat it like a deep stack cash game. That's what makes him deadly. Same thing with what we saw out of the big rig last night, right? The deeper you are, the more this is a cash game, the more hands you're going to see, the more spots, the more difficult situations you're going to put your opponents in. And I think that's why we have a tendency to see a lot of great cash game players make runs in the main.
I've had Chris for like 10 years.
Richez raising it up here with the 6s. Friedman comes along with King Jack suited.
She's very on top of like
Let us know in the chat, too. How is the player audio? You guys able to pick up their conversations? We will do our best, of course, to not talk over these guys when they're chatting. But if it is too low, we may not have a choice. Just let us know.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Oh, dear. Friedman in a really bad spot. What a wonderful check back on this very wet texture.
Sorry?
Remains under wraps, able to pot control. This queen likely to save him now.
Okay. They'll probably be like,
Wow. It goes check, check again.
And just a master class of controlling the pot is Adam Friedman. You hope to get 1 street of value, but with this run out, I think he saved his life.
Table draw via there, like it's early in the morning.
it's under table draw, right?
No, it's under reports and then.
It'll just say chips by seat.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
and you look okay.
Yeah.
'Cause
Everybody's.
I was trying to find it yesterday, but yeah, chip by seat makes sense. Okay.
Oh my god, I played that hand really, really good.
Wow.
I had nothing.
You heard Friedman how great he played it. He truly did. Sometimes a loss feels awesome in the main. That is exhibit A. You're happy to lose that pot, such a small one.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the main event is almost more about not losing a lot and just keeping the pot small when you don't absolutely have the nuts, because you can display so much patience in this game. It's almost insane to think that a starting stack right now on day 3 is still a stack you can maneuver with.
Yeah, and I think Richez there, you just have to bet the turn, right? The way Friedman played it, checking back the flop, that looks like a lot of queens. So when that queen hits the turn, put money in. And for the times he's also checking back a draw, maybe a sneaky king.
The tie's good.
Wow.
Wow.
But we move on.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest,
back in 2011.
after going,
I forgot.
after moving everywhere, I think Bangkok's like literally the best.
Papa Scoob, are Nick and Ali on the call tonight? I believe the night shift
Yeah,
will be unleashed
It's just
for
like,
all of you. We'll have Lon
for
McCarron,
fun.
Maria
For
Ho,
me,
and
it
Will
wasn't meant to be
Jaffe
like
during the afternoon early evening coverage, and then the night shift will once again resume.
Charge something, you know. And then Dave. Dave Tom, nice to meet you, buddy.
Yeah, I deal with like Ralph.
Yeah, I think you deal with Ralph.
We're not allowed to, I was
Average
here earlier, we're not
stack
allowed to
at
look
this
our
table, 69 big blinds. This is very nice.
Nice.
Not in the hand.
Yeah,
Tom
I saw
Dwan,
some
however,
of the bookings came in.
having
I was like, oh,
168 of those blinds. Richez raising it up under the gun to 5,000, and Phoenix making the call from the big blind. Jack 10 versus 9s. Phoenix, despite seeing an overcard,
GDPR.
4 to a flush. Richez here with top pair.
GDPR. GDPR. You can't be talking about your client information. Oh, you guys don't have those laws in the
That's a
US?
fair fight.
No, US, they don't
We got the club draw,
like, take everyone's
the live 9
really, yeah.
versus top pair.
apparently the new Threads thing, they make people tie it to their Instagram account, so that if you want to deactivate Threads, like if you don't like it, you got to deactivate your Instagram account. And for a lot of people, like
I mean,
they can't,
nobody's gonna do that, right? Yeah.
Like for me, I don't care. I don't use Instagram, but a lot of people.
Awkward
use
run
Instagram
out
a
for,
lot.
for Phoenix. I wouldn't be surprised if he does come with a little bit of a value
Yeah, they
bet.
just take, I think,
A
lot of
sprinkle with
US
the two
companies
nines,
take
thinking
it
he has the best
like
hand.
Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Looking to get called
I'm literally talking
potentially
about
by a hand like ace high,
anything,
king high.
like watches or something, and then like the next thing, 20 minutes later, there'll be an ad come out like, oh, watch or T-shirts or anything, right? I'm like,
Quick
this
call
is-
there
this
from
is super
Richez with
weird.
Jack 10.
I
He's
think
going
there's some
to
way
collect
around,
a pretty
you know,
significant
because
pot
it's
here
breaking them,
to
like,
get his
completely
day started
around,
right.
like,
Yeah, and they're like
Just
that.
moments after
Exactly.
hitting a set versus Friedman.
So I think they have some kind of thing on the
For
speakers,
Ocean
try to-
Poker, who is asking in the
I don't know
PokerGo chat,
exactly
and a whole
how it
bunch of
works,
others
but
that are
it's just
referencing
weird when
Rigby's
you talk
playing
about
style.
something from your friend.
Ocean Poker
Next thing
believes
you have
Rigby is not going to survive the day. Brent, how volatile exactly is this playing style, and is he basically a coin flip away from giving it all back?
Well, listen, he's going to survive the day. It would take, well, it would take a big rig truck accident in order to dump all those chips, right? He's just got a mountain that he's built.
Will you link your button?
But he makes a point. You know, can
If
Rigby
you link your
adjust
button, maybe,
at the very later, deeper stages of the tournament? And
you
I
play the
think
Scrum
that he
Master?
can, and I already think it's been on display.
October, that's what
What we
Saturday.
saw last night, he was sharp.
fly back.
He was
I meant
sly.
to
Yes,
play the
he was
last
playing a
one,
bunch of
but
pots,
I think that's something going on.
but he
I don't
really
think there was a
kind of knew where he was at
There's been two so far, right?
in almost
Another
every
one. I
single
think one was
situation.
fucking
And I was watching him
I think-
earlier today on
and
that
then
earlier
that's what I was
coverage that we
supposed to win
did.
on,
I played the first one. I think there was a second
I think
played
he's
the first one.
adjusted. He's learned a lot from last year, and I'm really curious and excited to see how well he can navigate, maintain this big stack, and also what does he do when he gets down to 50 big blinds? How can he adjust his game there?
Friedman and Dwan potentially tangling a bit. Dwan always does this little look up to the side frustration face when he decides to let one go. I think that's the cash game player inside of him screaming just to play a hand.
Yeah, a little awkward there with King Jack off, given the position, but I did expect a flat. You know, I think Dwan can call and see a lot of flops. Most often you're going to be heads up, maybe three ways.
That's it.
But you can see Tom Dwan. He's being very selective here early on, using his image to his advantage. Players expect him to be wide, to be Tom Dwan-like, but he's playing snug.
Friedman coming with 5,000 here. Always interesting to see that when he flopped that top pair with the King Jack earlier, he was happy to check behind. Here with the sixes on 9-5-4, happy to bet and takes it down.
I had King Jack.
You were flipping.
What?
You were flipping.
Well, I wish I hadn't folded.
On that flop, I agree.
Classy is for higher.
You can hear the discourse here between Friedman and Dwan, and I pointed it out earlier. Dwan expects Friedman to be,
Funny, the first like 8 years.
whatever he
it was 0
raises, to
time.
just have
Yeah.
a very
And I'm
good
like, I'm
hand,
tired,
right?
I need to really learn, so I got a teacher.
Yeah.
Just now learning like twice a week. I think my tie is like 70% now. I can speak very good now.
Yeah. They're reading bright.
No, I don't really need that. To be
Yeah, I
honest.
know.
Like,
Yeah.
Neil Pollock
I
says
have
nobody in the
friends
right
that's
mind
been
is going to
tied
pay to
for
listen
10
to this
years.
commentary. Well, you're right, Neil.
Can't say
This
hi.
is free, buddy.
maybe say hi.
You're not
hi,
paying a
it's like,
nickel.
that's it.
What you will pay for is going to be
Come on,
live on
guys, come
PokerGo
on.
later.
For so long.
That'll be Lon McCarron, Maria Ho, Will Jaffe, and then the night shift.
Raised to 5,500.
We've got about 3.5 hours of coverage here for free today to get things going. Look at this as the appetizer to the main course. And then there's going to be Ali Najad and Nick Schulman for dessert.
What a tasty treat that'll be. Last night I was dialed in until I fell asleep. Wonderful show.
Yeah, and of course, good for people to recognize that this table is our horseshoe table, where we did all our free coverage on this table throughout the summer. And the main event broadcast, the real show, the big show, has 3 feature tables, all the jazz, all the fancy cameras. So it's a little bit of an upgrade compared to what we're showing here.
I
But,
love the horseshoe Remco because of how, look at the fans They loop around, they wrap around this whole table. They're right there
So what's your name?
over top of these guys, able to just be so close to the action. Just a great setup. And kudos to you and Donnie, because I know how hard you guys work behind the scenes to get this sort of setup for everyone at home to be able to tune in for free on YouTube and give them the appetizer, if you will.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun this summer to do these shows. We had so many incredible final tables you guys can all go back and watch. We did the seniors event final table, the Millionaire
Mostly
Maker,
play live
the
or
ladies
online?
event. There were so many
Mostly play live
epic
or
moments
online?
from those shows. And today, Brent, is the last day of the horseshoe table. The very last day.
This is it.
Last day of the horseshoe
Last
table.
day of coverage for free.
No, we're doing some free
Sorry, free previews. I forgot about that.
We're doing some free stuff going forward,
I
but
started playing like
this table is going to be out of commission.
RIP horseshoe table.
The live games in Bangkok, they're still very good.
You can get in trouble.
By the way, if you're enjoying this coverage for free,
Can you?
in order to support us and to make more of these happen in the future, all we ask of you is to like this video and to subscribe to the channel. That is what we need. Grow the channel to do more in the future for free.
It's all about you guys tuned in. It's all about the likes, the subscribes to the channel, wanting this coverage. You've asked for it for years, and we finally were able to deliver.
Yeah.
Some people might say more poker is better,
Oh, Taiwan's tough.
and there you have it.
Taiwan's
As much as you can
okay.
eat,
China's tough. I know China's tough.
some players might
Hong
say.
Kong,
Phoenix
really
raising it up
good.
with King Queen offsuit.
Villains, like,
Riches
you-
on the
you
button.
really need to know.
King 5 suited.
No, but I think Taipei in
Makes
certain
it 18K?
areas, I have friends that live there. Like,
Yeah, but after that I moved to Kaohsiung, which is like the second biggest city there. And then like after a week, I was like, oh shit, these guys don't speak English.
No.
I better go back to
Yeah,
the
but-
Chinese classes.
Action back on Phoenix. Brent calling out of position to 3-bet here with King Queen offsuit. Pretty risky play.
pretty good.
I don't mind it, honestly, Remco. I mean, he's
speak-
80 bigs
speak, like,
deep.
Cantonese, which is
The hand flops just fine. You're ahead of what we can see right now. If we can include a lot of King X suited in the 3-bets,
It's very
Ace X
interesting when I
suited.
see like
But you guys use traditional characters.
King Queen
Hmm?
probably just too good of a hand to fold at these stack depths.
yeah, same character, same thing.
As Taiwan.
This is
yes,
where it gets
same, but
dicey.
It's just the pronunciation.
Difficult to
It's
peel.
like, how do you say like?
Two overs. We do have the Queen of Hearts.
One is like yat. It's like
This is also
It's very
just a
similar.
beautiful
So if you
play
were
by
to-
Riches
I
with
can probably
the 3-bet
understand
pre and then the continuation on dry textures such as this. Printing money. What a start to the day
Yeah,
for the Hells Angel.
he's on an incredible roll here to get the day going. And here's a look at our best promo of the year. Use promo code DREAM30 to save $30 on your annual PokerGo subscription. We are sending 3 annual subscribers to play in our $1 million PGT Championship free roll at the end of the year. That's going to be in December. You can have dinner at Brent's house. We'll go to the bar together. We'll have a good time. But of course,
my
500K up
accent's,
top
like,
in that
quite
free
good
roll
just because of knowing
is going to be an amazing value.
What
What an event that's going to be.
Really will be. Amazing. We have 3 lucky annual subscribers that are going to join that free roll.
Early on, some of the tournaments were really easy.
I'm here to report, Remco, that the big rig,
Yes.
Mr. Rigby, the first player now, more than $1 million
Oh,
in
God.
chips,
Oh, God.
continuing to accumulate here on day 3.
Steamrolling. Dwan raising it up with ace-jack offsuit. Ibanez in the small left finding ace-queen offsuit. Ibanez, 5th on Colombia's all-time money list. Serious PLO player, plays high stakes, has many cashes in high stakes PLO tournaments as well. Has been a poker professional since 2011, so not someone to mess with here.
Can play ball. I like the disguise too. Wears the Yankees hat. Does not look like an international player when you wear a Yankees hat. Trying to look like a typical American.
Pretty tricky here, Brent. Dwan raising under the gun. Ibanez finding this in the small blind.
Sorry, give me a second.
Could have gone either way. Can come in with a sizable 3-bet while also just flatting. And oh my goodness, Friedman waking up with the Cowboys.
Friedman studying the cards for any imperfections on top there. I'm curious if he had looked before noticing that or if he just realized that.
27.
He's gonna make it 27K.
27,000.
Look at Dwan's face. Tom Dwan immediately with the strongest frown I've seen in a while.
It's been an awkward start. Friedman has been so active, and if Dwan just listens to himself, right, the gut, the instincts, what we think Friedman is up to today, it's going to be a tighter range of hands. But he's been so involved.
I mean, we all remember Adam Friedman's face from the 05 main event. Tom Dwan is doing a really good Adam Friedman impression right now.
Just thinking, how in the world does this guy have it every time?
Less, I think.
It's been live for 30 minutes, and Friedman really has had the goods every time.
Sometimes in poker, they just have it, Brent.
They do. Dwan has seen it. He knows it.
Also, Brent, how can you as Dwan continue in this hand after putting such a display of facial expressions on?
I don't think he plans to continue, but we'll find out here. It is Dwan after all.
I'm shocked by how he's acting.
And just as sort of sick as Dwan is right now with ace-jack off, imagine what Ibanez is feeling. Flatting ace-queen from the small. And here we go. This is where things get really slippery.
Stacks very similar. Friedman has Ibanez covered by just a bit and lets it go.
Yeah,
It's a great fold, great recognition.
Shit, buddy.
I didn't know what I had until I looked.
Oh, okay. You hadn't looked yet?
I swear to God, I had not looked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why I was.
I'm like,
this
is gonna be a setup here. Actually, I did think in my mind this might be a setup once I look down. That had the very potential to setup.
I had a pretty good hand,
I had a lot better than a pretty good hand.
I was just like, what the fuck
Hey,
is
you
going
can't lie on
on?
TV, eh? We get to see after.
Careless. Nobody ever believes me anyway when I tell the truth.
Joking. There's this guy yesterday folded,
Yeah, I
folded
was
king's
just like,
face up.
Yeah, I know that was
Like pre-flop.
Like,
Folded king's
that's
face
why I
up.
was thinking a second. I was just
No,
like, what the
And the
fuck?
guy's
was
like,
not,
good
yeah.
fold, I have black aces.
When you said
And
that,
one of
I
the guys
assumed you were
leading,
about
I
to
had
fold
the
your
ace
hand. I
clubs.
didn't
I
realize.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
show?
He didn't show, but I believe the guy said who had the ace of clubs.
It was just there. I was just double checking.
In the future, you do it after the hand.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
I don't know. That would have. I'll be honest. If I had really thought about that, that would have freaking
3,000.
genius. Like, what am I doing?
No, that's an
Oh,
That's what I was trying to decide.
Yeah, I know
Like,
that.
Is this a story? Is this a whatever?
Yeah.
Here, I'll give you some
And
change.
then I landed on I think it was genuine, which means you probably got a good fucking hand, so I guess I should fold. But I had something decent. I could have ripped it for sure.
Yeah, 3 outs at best.
I had an ace.
What?
I had an ace.
In an issue win. Get your other card you don't.
A lot of folks in the chat asking about Helmuth. Where is he? Did he rebuy? Folks, this is the main event. You cannot rebuy, and he did bust yesterday to the big rig. Cooler situation. It's top 2 for Rigby on ace 10-9 versus Helmuth's 9-10 of clubs for bottom 2. And that was all she wrote for the great one.
I find it interesting that Friedman plays sort of face up with Dwan in the conversation after the hand. You're almost giving Dwan a boost of confidence by telling him how strong your hand was. If Friedman had just stayed quiet and left Tom guessing, he would have maybe had a bit of an edge over him in the early goings here because Friedman has been really pushing him around.
Yeah, I don't know. It can go either way, too. I mean, I think that Friedman wants Dwan to believe that he's just got the goods every time he's involved, and it then allows him to get away with more. If you let Dwan think you could have bluffed or squeezed in that spot light, maybe Dwan, you know, starts to 3-bet him more often, right? So it can go either way. Some mind games. But the reality is, if Dwan cares, he can find out in about 30, 40, 60 minutes what exactly he was up against.
Richard Lane's taken this one down. We had Richard at the feature table earlier. He's got 5 cashes in the World Series of Poker. Finished in the money in the main event last year, 448th place.
You only missed one hand, no biggie.
So you were mixing with
Did you get lost or?
No.
You were just
I was just like,
Right now, the
I came
games I
like
don't think
30
are
minutes
very
late
good
yesterday. My
for
friends were just
PLO,
like,
so
"What are you doing, dude?" Set my alarm for 11 and then like got a shower, got eaten,
I don't mind, like-
took my time.
I don't like
Nice.
limit games that it's like
Okay.
80% limit games or whatever. If it's like 20-30% limit games, I don't mind it.
I just can't
You
do
don't
on
like
time for
having-
anything.
I used to be where I would prefer that way, but now I like when it's right around half and half.
But realistically, most of the games, even if it's half and half, the limit plays bigger. Like the games are usually set up like that, where the limit plays bigger.
That makes sense. I mean, you can always set it up to where it is. But yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. If you make it say 60-70% of the games are big bet and the big bet plays the same or slightly bigger, then I find it like
More from the chat asking now about the other Phil,
Walk
Phil
is
Ivey.
like-
Is he still in? Phil Ivey is out. He busted yesterday.
I thought he was the greatest.
Raised to 6,000.
Even the great ones
Brent,
go down.
this is all you.
Oh, baby. What a hand here for Ibanez. A couple mallards. The best hand in the game. And this is where it gets fun for Friedman. He's got that tight image thus far. Now we slip in a little call on the button with 7-6 suited. You hope that Dwan gets out of the way and doesn't find a squeeze, but he's got that look, doesn't he, Remco? Look at Dwan.
So this is interesting, right? Dwan now focused, determined, focused, thinking about it, not making any faces. Very different showing from the previous hand versus Friedman.
3 players.
Tuominen comes along with 6s. We've got 3-way action here. Not many 6s left. 8-8-5 on the flop, though. Open-ended here for Friedman.
So
Backdoor
that's the nice
spades.
thing
Sort of
about,
great texture for everybody
something like
involved,
all
right?
the
2 6s, you're feeling pretty good about that
Yes.
board.
If you do, I'll give you
Ibanez.
free flight. How about
I
that?
don't want that. I want
Thinking, all right, I'm probably not up against too many 8s. My mallards must be
They're
out
pretty
front.
good, actually.
Willing to bet.
You use this a couple
It's about
times,
to get
right?
the bad news that Friedman has in some
Not
way,
that
shape, or
much, 2
form
or 3,
connected.
but the last time I
Open-ended
did it,
backdoor
I
straight
forget where
flush
I
draw.
was, But they solved something for me when I was like in, I think I was at F1 Monaco, and they,
Okay.
I
Did it
was
work?
being difficult. And
And
they
our
solved
Finnish
it.
friend here, I believe
If
that's
anything,
Finland,
you
right?
just complain to me. It's fine.
There you go.
Now it
I'll
just
take
gets
care
out of the
that,
way,
fine.
right? That's why the deuces bet
No,
is
sometimes
wonderful.
the hours are different.
Folds
to be
out a
honest,
better
like,
hand.
'cause most of us are in Bangkok, so the hours are
And
different.
there it
but
is
what I
for
can
Adam
do is,
Friedman,
like,
making
Yeah,
a
I
straight
went
on
with
the
the
turn.
group.
Yeah. I can make a group with like 5 agents.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
different time zones.
Yeah.
So whoever's
And
available.
a horrible card, really,
Like I do that for some of like my VIPs.
for the
Yeah,
mallards.
Like,
You're worried
I have
about
a guy
6-7
for, like,
suited.
the US that
You're
is
only
very
ahead of
good.
hearts that
Doing,
haven't
like,
connected
similar
yet
stuff,
with
but
some
yeah,
sort of
slightly different.
9 involved.
But for international, I feel like
yeah, we only do international. We can't do domestic.
And
So,
we know
yeah, I'll make a
Friedman
group
can
chat with,
absolutely
like,
have a
everyone.
hand like an 8,
Sorry,
right? Some sort of
Okay.
7-8 suited, 9-8 suited. You could just be dead.
36-5 in the middle here.
You know, I
Don't expect Friedman to check back here.
In Monaco with my buddy who's the CMO of OKX, and like a lot of the crypto exchanges sponsor.
Oh, it goes pretty
Yeah.
big here.
So they hosted me. It was like
But-
Sizable.
Yeah, but
looks like Bybit does OKX.
I like this. For the times that Ibanez does have some sort of overpair,
For whatever reason, they hosted me. They had a really nice setup.
you get max
So I
value.
was like, oh, give me a T-shirt. I'll wear it on.
And you also keep Ibanez guessing. Would Friedman take this line with,
And you won that massive hand.
Yeah,
let's
normally
insert
it's like
hearts
this
into
here.
the equation,
Yeah.
a hand like Queen 10 of hearts, which would now be a combo draw with a flush
I
draw.
was
There's
watching
all
my hand,
sorts
I
of
was
these
like,
holdings.
biggest part,
Jack
I was
10.
like,
Yeah,
the
that's
heart
what I had.
variety.
That blew up. It's
They
like
definitely had a little.
every time I go on YouTube, it's like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's pretty funny. How was F1 in Monaco?
Really nice. Actually. I'm not a big F1 fan, but you could just see so much of the track.
Yeah.
It was really, really nice.
I was gonna go to the
Ibanez
Singapore.
nowhere to
one,
go
but
really
we
here
just
with
failed last
the
minute.
deuces.
Singapore was alright. I went with Oliver, right?
Oliver.
From Sensitive.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
who
no.
introed me to you guys.
Okay.
I went with him and 2 of our other friends. And
Yes, for us, it looks like a clear fold, Remco, but remember the sorts of hands that Friedman can be
we had better
semi-bluffing.
access in Singapore, but Monaco was still probably.
It's a pure bluff catcher.
Yeah, I think
There aren't
in Asia,
really
versus,
any great
like,
river
just to
cards for
have,
you
like,
outside of a deuce.
If you're like someone
And
Spanish, you
yet
get more
again,
access to stuff,
Friedman
but, like,
rakes
in
one in.
Monaco, it's probably different, right?
Yeah.
How would
He's
you
off to
compare?
a
Would
really,
you go
really
back to
hot
Monaco
start.
more or Singapore?
I would go both,
Dealer coming
but
in.
they were very different.
Thank you, as always.
Singapore was more like social or whatever, you know,
Okay.
like Oliver and I got
Friedman
brought in the
already
garage
up 62K.
during
Yeah, yeah,
From his starting stack.
they do that in like Asian countries.
That
You get away with
was
that.
Well, and then,
An
like, our
ideal
friend-
start.
our
Friedman
friend
can
was
taste
coming
that
to meet
mint
us,
cash
and
right
she
now.
Forgot her ticket, and you know, like it's not easy to swap around
Yeah,
tickets or anything
yeah.
like that. And it was raining, and
Wow.
so she's like, "Oh, I'm waiting outside or whatever." And the team we're with is like, "Oh, the rain should stop in 6 minutes." And then we were like walking and we're with the other dude, and their team was like, "Oh, the rain should stop in 4 minutes." You know, like
Were they
that's how
betting on it?
precise. No, I'm just saying they're so precise on
Oh.
like how long.
Welcome to the table,
Oh, when they
sir.
stop,
If
because
you had looked up, you had no fucking clue. when it was
Exactly,
gonna stop,
okay.
you know, like. Oh man,
Yeah, Monaco would be fun.
it was nice. I got
Heisenberg
but
says,
not-
"Is Tom Dwan still
They
in?"
had it set up like
No, he's
really
out.
properly.
My
I'll show you
God.
after.
Haven't seen him all day.
It was unreal.
Brand, you got some compliments coming in the chat for your commentary. Coconut Crab says, so nice to hear
Anybody
Brent
watch
Hanks on here.
Wimbledon? Does
One of the
anybody
few
else watch
people employed by PokerGo who are not tilting.
11-9 tie breaks.
That's- Very kind and a very condescending way.
Davey Fades is making a pizza at home. Send some our way, please.
I'm looking right now.
Questions in the chat about Michael Mizrachi. He is still in the tournament.
I would have made that close to
Has,
money
I believe, just shy of 300K.
Are all three of them Mizrachi still in? Robert, Michael, and what's the other one? The DJ's name?
Donnie.
Donnie.
I'd have to check, but they've all cashed before in the same year.
I saw the
As of
highlights.
last
Yeah,
night,
the
all
only
three
thing
were
I saw
alive
the,
during the coverage. I
the only
wasn't
thing
sure
was
how
able to
the
watch
end of the
swing
night
was,
unfolded.
My buddy picked me up. I saw
Robert had a
most of the
pile. He
second
had
set
more than
of,
300K.
Swiatek and Benčić.
What's that?
And that was it.
A little bit too much.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's raising in the dark. You're raising in the dark.
Well, I thought I was
You can do that.
Yeah,
one can do that.
I was so interested in Wimbledon.
Herc and Joker are starting to warm up. They're starting to warm up. What odds you give up?
Joining us right now on YouTube for this free couple of hours of the stream of day 3. Please don't forget to hit that like button to spread the word on the stream. Let's hit 3,000 likes, guys. It would really help us to spread the word on this main event coverage. And then while you're at it, if you love poker, you better be a subscriber to our YouTube channel. So hit subscribe right now.
I would definitely take plus
and
300.
stay up to date on all that we
I
are
originally
doing.
said 250, and then I.
Ibanez finding aces, raising it up to 6,000.
I was thinking around plus 180, plus 190. I mean, I got a site I can actually look that up. But,
Oh, wow. David May finds ace-king in the small blinds.
Oh, this is a disaster. Mayday.
Like the Cowboys
Mayday.
get,
yeah.
a half point.
We are going down. We are sinking.
Only
on the Wimbledon side, I'm
74,000
trying to see
chips
if Ezra
coming
got
into
any
this
match
hand.
points.
29 big blinds.
Oh,
There it is, all in with ace-king offsuit.
Yeah, when the day the main event started, I thought I'd just randomly tweet out, good luck to everybody in the greatest tournament in the world.
Ibanez, of course, with
Wimbledon.
the snap call. Aces versus ace-king, not what May wanted to see. He's at risk for his tournament life, drawing very slim here. Getting the phone out to film that all-in confrontation.
It's just a total cooler, a setup hand. Nothing you can do for May. Now just looking to find a miracle to stay afloat.
All right, here comes the flop. Oh, there is 3 cards. 5-5-4. The dealer fumbled the flop there for a second. May now hoping for runner chop or runner kings, or else he'll be gone. 7 of clubs on the turn. That will seal it for David May from Canada. He's been eliminated short of the money. Ibanez rakes it in. He now up to just shy of 200K. That side of the table is getting tougher and tougher, Brent.
I had a 5.
A whole bunch of accomplished players there with big stacks.
I think we have pardon some.
We have a little selfie going on here before we depart.
There's a little phone number exchange, perhaps.
Really?
These guys seem to know each other or have mutual friends.
Wow.
A lot more than 20,500.
While this number swap is happening, I have another big rig report. How about 1.3 3 million now.
What is
for
happening?
Rigby?
Well, yeah,
Just
Oh yeah, sure.
going
easier.
bananas once more on day 3. I don't think I have ever seen a main event domination quite like this early on,
Play your hand.
ever since I started paying attention to the World Series
got
of
it.
Poker and
All right.
become a part of
Okay.
this thing. Incredible.
Quenched on PokerGo chat says, in some universe, Rigby gets moved here to the open seat. Wouldn't that be something?
Put this into perspective as well. The average chip stack right now in the main event with all, what is it, 3,500 or so folks left, is just shy of 180,000. And Rigby has 1.3 million.
Oh my God. That is insane. Dwan, meanwhile, trying to win one. He's not had a great start. Raising to 6,500. Lanes makes the call, and Phoenix comes along as well. So Tom Dwan here versus both blinds. King, Jack, Jack. 2 hearts on the flop. Very nice for Dwan to continue on.
Ideal texture, being the opening aggressor. A little nut flush draw for coverage.
At 9,500.
Lanes with 2 5s. Nothing for him there. He's going to let it go. And the same can be said for Phoenix. 7-6 off in the muck.
Where in Michigan are you originally from? Where in Michigan are you originally from? Oh, you're in Massachusetts.
New Jersey.
I could be wrong, but I think I read somewhere
I went to school in
that the VPIP for Rigby yesterday throughout the course of the feature table coverage was around 72%.
I mean, he was just embarrassing people all over the place.
Insane.
And he also hit when he needed to, which also really helped, of course.
All of it was going his way. Some of the bluffs, I don't know if you saw the 10-8 offsuit bluff against the 2 red jacks. Clicking it back on the flop, blasting the turn, and just getting jacks to hit the muck where he had nothing but 10-8 highs, stone dead.
He got a 2-pair ace-9 to fold with a 7-3. He busted Hellmuth. You know, there's just, we could make an hour-long reel of big hands he played.
How many clips did you tell me were pulled for Rigby yesterday alone?
So just so everyone knows, I'm the one who posts our YouTube and Facebook clips of the highlights and all that stuff, and our editor Joseph, who usually grabs like 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 hands. I think we had 22 clips from the broadcast. 22 big moments from the broadcast that will ultimately end up on our YouTube page for you guys to enjoy. But that's just to put into perspective how crazy it was. Donnie, wow, I gotta really get dialed in here. Brent, look at this here. Friedman raising it up, and Dwan coming with 3-bet.
Hey, he's had enough. Finally, we 3-bet Friedman, who has been opening a bunch of pots, but Friedman has had it. Queen 10 suited there, doesn't even consider peeling. The dynamic's starting to really shape itself now.
Did you see what the odds were?
Dwan making his presence known.
I did not do that.
Speaking of Donnie, I need to get an update. He's playing the main event. He's on day 3.
I would love a Donnie update. I know Mincy, our colleague for the summer, he doubled up right away to about 120,000.
Donnie Peters, 165,000 right now.
Oh, here we go. DP running it up.
We're trending.
Back on Friedman. Again, collecting the goods. This time, big slick. And Dwan, another very 3-bettable hand. Could also flat in position. Will do just that.
The Solariol from Chile in the big blind. He's going to come along. 3-way action here.
just felt like the Queen Jack wins this all the time.
The Solreal flops a pair. Backdoor clubs to go along with it as well. Dwan, though, has the ace of clubs.
He does. Friedman with nothing but ace king high of the red variety. He's seemingly done with it. It's up to Dwan now in position. We do have that ace of clubs. We can start to design some elaborate bluffs on runouts if we do bet.
9 of diamonds on the turn. It's not going to make a difference here.
This thing isn't very sturdy, so come and fix it.
Bet 13,000.
A bet and 2 quick folds, and the Solreal gets the win one as well.
I saw Friedman with that smirk right when Dwan folded too, thinking, buddy, why didn't you 3-bet me again? Just like, come on. This time I had it. I was ready to put in the 4-bet. That should have been my pot.
If you're just tuning in, the idea today is to play down to the money, but of course, biggest main event ever. Unlikely to happen. In my opinion, I think it's going to be level 1 tomorrow when we hit the money, but of course, this is a poker tournament, so anything can really happen. Started today with 3,500 players. We don't have an accurate number right now on how many are left, but just trust me on this. We're probably below 3,000 right now because those first couple of hours, it always goes extremely fast.
I think we still hit it tonight. Last level of the day, we find the money, but it'll be, either tonight or you're right. Guaranteed first level tomorrow, one of the two. Certainly to come home.
Dwan here raising it up to 6,500 with ace-7 suited. Tuominen with jacks. Has 114K in front of him.
I got bowling alleys. Okay. Multiple bowling alleys in Sioux City, Iowa.
Ace at 21,500. ATCHISON?
Yes, correct.
What's your flag? USA?
Yes, South Dakota.
21-5 from
Brian
the
with
Finn.
an I, not a Y.
Brian with an I.
Of course, Tom Dwan has lots of experience playing against the Finns. His battles with Ilari Sahamis, Mr. Sigmund online, well documented. Pocket 8s from Ibanez in the muck quickly. Let's see if Dwan gets feisty here.
I think, I'm not going to flip back. I think
ATCHISON.
222.5?
Looks like it.
Dwan seems to seriously
No, there's
be
more than
considering
that.
it here.
No, hold on. 1, 2, 272.
It's giving a lot of things some thought.
Well, Bob told me it was 200.
Yeah, that's why I did that.
Small 4-bet comes into play.
And
could we just
Tell me
rip?
where
We
I'm
can
going
also
right
fold.
now.
That's the
Middle.
fold phase for sure.
First tournament ever. Hey,
Solid
ever,
card.
ever. Put that shit down with the, but don't. First tournament ever. Look at this.
I think we're about to get a new player who's just getting mic'd up. I heard he owns multiple
Why'd they
bowling
wear my-
alleys in Iowa.
All right.
South Dakota, I believe
Correct.
I heard. But maybe he owns the
Where you
bowling
want me?
alleys in the
And
state of Iowa.
Yeah.
But
This is
resides
right in
somewhere
the
like
middle.
that.
He was asked
Yes.
which flag he wants to be displayed. Of course, the
All
question
right.
is, America, Canada, what do you
Thank
want?
you.
South Dakota. Do we have the flag of
We
South
got the
Dakota?
state flag
We
of
should have.
South
We should
Dakota.
have.
All right.
We should have state flags on here. Of course. There he is.
Hello.
The main event is just the greatest. It's the greatest event of the year. And the storylines and all the people that we come across here on the broadcast, it is hard to even fathom that all of this can come together in this kind of way. We had Benjamin Parent on the broadcast yesterday talking everyone's ear off. Helmuth went on tilt almost immediately. Rigby was punishing the table. Everything just came together so beautifully. And we have a new player joining our table here, so let's see if he can add some extra flavor to the mix here.
We meet again.
2 players.
I don't have anything. I'm just a nobody with no chips.
One of my favorite moments on any broadcast is when both players grab the same cards. Queen Jack versus Queen Jack.
If Lanes goes bananas here, this is going to get really awkward for Dwan. Hence the check. Looking for a little pot control.
Bet 9,000.
C'est bien 2 heures.
Call.
Ça, tu profites un peu d'être là et de jouer contre l'autre.
Two players.
Mais t'as pas envie que tout le monde voit ce que tu fais, tu vois.
Dwan bet 9K on the turn.
And just a snap call by Lanes. Dwan right now thinks he has the stone nuts. Lanes probably feels the same way.
Call.
Bet 18,000 and a call. Queen.
There it is. Chop it up, boys.
Queen. Jack the good.
Fair enough.
I'll take a chop.
Let's just chop them up every
Still
hand.
playing your queen, are you?
Let's chop them up every hand, man. It's good. Everything's all right.
Ripko, we've got more than 32,000 people watching right now. Are we on pace for another record streak?
If I think our all-time record is 40,000. I believe that was Negreanu versus Polk, high-stakes feud.
Yeah.
We're well on track to perhaps set an all-time record on our YouTube channel. And also, by the way, thousands in the mix on PokerGo.com already.
South Dakota.
Everyone who's watching on PokerGo will get the full show. We're going to be here for about 3.5 hours with our early coverage on the horseshoe table.
No, I suck at it.
Brent, everyone is clamoring for more Rigby. Can we really put him back on the feature table again today?
I don't see why we wouldn't. It's the most electric player out there that we all want to watch and see. You know, the big rig is just insane. A guy that plays that many pots, the outright chip leader of the main event on day 3. A legend in the making.
Raise to 6,000.
Phoenix with 5s, raising it up to 6,000. I always wonder who the most popular poker player is, Brent. And of course, the conversation can go in many different directions. Ivy, Helmuth, Negreanu, Esfandiari has lots of fans. But judging by today's numbers and also the chat, it might still be Tom Dwan.
Could be Dwan. It's also just, you know, this is the main event. We know we're going to get somebody special at these stream tables. We know that we've got more than $12 million up top for first place. This is what you want to watch, and you want to watch Tom Dwan with the dirty diaper.
Bet 5,500.
I can't play it quite like the big rig. Perhaps we need to check the tape, Dwan. Figure out how to play that hand. A lot of people asking about this Bretsky. What? Wayne Bretsky? Who is this? What?
I believe he is a TikTok gambler.
Oh, that guy. We got an interview with him, Jeff Blackton.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
right.
who we're after. We're looking for Bretsky.
We'd love to get Bretsky on the feature table. Perhaps
right.
we can make that happen later today.
We at least need to send Jeff back over and check in on the #1 gambler on TikTok. That is Bretsky.
Giving up 1 or 2 points.
I mean, the chat wants it. Sweensicle says, Dwan is the most entertaining player I've ever seen. Durland is a unique place. I mean, it's true, but I have not seen the old Tom Dwan in quite a while. No. And I must say, I'm happy to see him do it in a tournament for once, because it is totally different than the cash environment we usually see him in.
Never in his career has he folded 5-4 suited.
Never in his career has he cashed the World Series Poker Main Event.
Well, he might be finding his way out the doors here. Look at this, bullets now from the fin. He's been active. He's already 3-bet Dwan once. Now, an incredible squeeze opportunity, just not up against anything really. Depending on the sizing, I don't expect any peels, but we'll see.
Raise to 23,000.
And if Dwan didn't know that he's up against the euro. He does now based on the verbal sizing. Does that keep him around? No. Out.
Tuominen picks this one up, and Dwan lets it go again.
3:30 in the morning, not last night. Such a good game.
I don't have a great memory of
Brent, immediately chat is lighting up after seeing a 3-bet here to 23K, saying that that was way too much, that was a way too big a 3-bet. Give us some insight into the sizing.
tell me hands that we played there.
You're sizing it almost exactly how you would a hand like ace-king or ace-queen, right? I mean, you want to keep your sizings on the heftier side.
It's so funny, like when I'm playing stud, I remember.
You can absolutely be up against the main event A3, right? You don't expect people to be raised folding a great deal. Just try and get as much money in as possible. Obviously, you don't want to go too bananas. 6x, 7x is ridiculous, but 4x, 4.5x, that's just right. Players are deep enough to give action.
Yeah, I like it, other than if I didn't, like if I could have the memorization taken care of for me, then I'd like it.
We're guaranteed action here. Speaking of sizing, 8,000 the right price with those Cowboys. Lane's limp calling, queen jack suited. Uh-oh, buckle up. Top pair for Lanes. The Kings remain superior.
When I first started playing, I remember the first
Reaches looking
like,
to get a little richer.
85% of the games are already decided who's going to win. It's the other 15%.
The Frenchman also in position, and Lanes doesn't waste anyone's time there with the call it under a second there.
This is really a desirable card, I believe, for Reaches. I don't think Lanes has too many limped 9Xs in his range. I could be wrong. Maybe 9-10 suited, ace-9 suited could be home. Hands of that nature, but to me, this looks like a ton of just jacks. Look at how quickly Lanes called the flop, and again here on the turn. These are timing tells.
We're both sitting on some combination of like ace,
oh
deuce,
boy,
deuce, three,
wow.
ace, three,
King on the river, perhaps saving Lanes a little bit here.
It might.
But
we can be stubborn at times by human nature.
That's where the monument is.
It's all about sizing right now for Reaches. If we think we're up against a lot of jacks,
They're supposed to last 10,000
how much do we bet? You absolutely want to get paid in this spot.
Extra inch layer.
We'll see how much as a grain there is going to be.
Oh my
There's an
gosh.
extra inch of granite on
This might be too much, but let's see if Lanes decides to be a hero gone wrong.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, true. So they even anticipated a little corrosion.
So it's a landscape, a little similar.
This might be the one bet that is just way too much. Lanes only getting
We're
called by a 9.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
Brent, if your hand is that strong in the main
big,
event,
big open
betting
grass.
smaller seems to be the play
Not
because
necessarily
nobody
corn,
wants to
but
really risk their tournament life
Not
unless
very
they really
many,
have
but
the
there's
goods.
herds of them
If Lanes
in
has queen
parks.
10, he might call it off. If he's got a 9, he might call it off. But you
But
really have to price
There
in
used to be 60 million.
the jack.
Oh, wow.
The largest
Would have loved to have seen
land map.
a little bit more than a third. You want to get maximum value there.
American.
Right.
Randomly.
Right.
Even though I grew up in Finland.
Right.
4 years ago.
Well, there's still reservations that they're on, and they have buffalo on them.
It's on my list.
I plan on skipping in the next year or two. I plan on skipping the World Series to go to either Paris or London for a week.
I did. I was supposed to be
If you're just tuning in and enjoying the coverage, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're catching us on YouTube and the fans want Gretzky, Aaron Hendy with the $5 donation, thank you so much.
5,000.
biggest main event ever.
We got our people on it for a Gretzky update. Hopefully we get him on the feature table later on. Just make sure to encourage him to stay in the tournament. The longer he stays in, the more chances we'll get to show him.
That was easy.
PokerGO chat is going crazy, saying, "Why are you so greedy?" To Mr. Richez with the full house.
Was a little greedy. Sometimes you just get overly excited and you go for the throat, you go for the gusto in those moments. You got to take a little breather. Understand, most likely hands that you're up against and extract the maximum amount of value. Regardless, Richez, he's moving up the ladder. He's got the best, second best hand here. Slippery Jack's in the mix for Lanes.
Lanes just called the big blind with jacks.
And what a turn now, Remco. Richez has the gutter with the eights. He may feel that's the best hand, and Tuomainen has the gut shot to the nuts while also possessing 2 overs.
Call.
Just shocked that Lanes did not 3-bet the jacks out of the big blind off of that stack size.
Check. Check.
He very well may. He's just going to check here again, playing it coy.
Setting up a trap for us, huh?
Cheeky.
This is a man that hates 2 jacks, Remco. He's thrilled to win that pot.
Good luck, players.
We all hate jacks. Uncle Ron hates jacks more than anybody. Lanes might be number 2 on the list.
Where are you from?
I can see it in your eyes.
Right, from
I
feel
it too.
That's
Finland?
the problem.
Yeah. I used to live
I feel the same
in New York for a while.
You seem like such a nice guy.
Thank you.
On the West Coast. My girlfriend's actually from Holland.
Keep it coming.
Holland, Michigan, yeah, it's been there. I went to graduate school in Western Michigan, about an hour from there in Kalamazoo.
Oh, nice, nice.
Holland's very Dutch.
Yeah, actually, I know this guy who has a coffee roasting company in Kalamazoo.
No, you are.
Right.
Yeah. There's also
Can't afford it.
a really good cidery. Unfortunately, I can't remember the name.
Speaking of Uncle Ron, he's out there in the field with more than 200,000 chips from him. Side by side with Alan Kessler.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
That sounds like a
Oh,
buddy
okay,
comedy
okay,
waiting to
okay.
happen.
Those places probably didn't exist back then.
You know, though, Northwest Iowa has a really strong
I'll never do that again. I'm sorry.
Christian Dutch reform.
Okay.
The whole area is just clean windmills, the whole works, just like it was Holland.
I think it did? Yeah, like
No, it didn't. No, it
this
didn't.
one could
No,
have
it didn't.
could have
Does
Give it back. Give it back.
Give it back.
Ace?
Do you mind
back.
this from the Netherlands? Because
Give it back.
he's telling a story
I want
about
him and his brother.
windmills and churches. I'm not sure where this is going.
Not a racist, so either color's fine.
It was wobbling
They don't have
a little
windmills
bit,
in
but
churches in Finland?
I would have been fine.
Well,
better safe
not
than
the way that
sorry.
he was
I
describing
would have
them.
been fine.
He was talking about Dutch
Be okay with it.
windmills.
Yeah, you can give
Dutch, they're known for windmills, churches, and the red light district. Is that right?
And cheese.
And cheese.
Yeah.
One
Come on,
first
guy.
face up, one face down.
And
At
Remco's.
least you can
Yes.
flash it
I'm a
5
big
juice or a
export
6 or something.
product.
It's the 3-second rule. If it doesn't show for 3 seconds, you can keep it.
Friedman here, again picking up a hand, A7 of diamonds. I feel like every time Friedman raises, we are getting one step closer to a big clash between him and Tom Dwan. Dwan, however, carefully folding at 8-4 suited.
This might be at the bottom of Friedman's opening range here. Ace X suited with Dwan on his immediate left.
We got an update from the field here. Sam Cosby, our social media manager, ran across the room to check on Bretsky.
Talk to me.
He's on 75,000 chips.
Yeah.
He might need your energy. So give this man some energy. 75,000 chips. You know, it's not totally in trouble just yet, but it is not comfortable either.
Is there a moon emoji on here? Because he's going to need to run it to the moon. Chad, if you're here for Bretsky, let me see the moons.
Are we doing a full moon?
I don't know. Remco, any moon will do.
Sure.
Meanwhile, we've arrived on the river again. There is the ace that Friedman was looking for. Now we have 2 pair over 2 pair. Friedman bet 5K on the flop. Phoenix called. Check, check on the turn. And here, the river card, the ace of spades.
Two call.
A big bet from Phoenix, and Friedman calls it off quickly, only to show the better two pair. Phoenix.
Gosh, I mean, you gotta. I know we call there at the minimum, but with aces up, I think you have to target worst two pairs in that situation. Friedman perhaps concerned about being up against Queen 10 out of the big blind playing defense, but take a look at the other two pair combos that certainly could have been available, or just a rivered singular ace. Perhaps missing out on a little value there for Friedman, but again, it's the main. We tread carefully, like walking on eggshells, as we anticipate the money tonight or early tomorrow.
I found it over there, and then
A lot of moons in the chat for Bretsky.
No.
Chat's going
I'll
wild.
say, hey,
Love to see it.
hold this hand if you're there, so perfect.
Herc's in trouble for the first time on a serve.
That's all I need.
That's all it takes. One little crack for the yoke.
The main event, the most epic grind of the year. We're not reaching the final table until the end of day 8. In the past 10 years, it's always been day 7. They've added a day of play because last year and years prior, it took until 4, 5, 6 in the morning to reach the final table on that day 7. Players will now have 1 day off after day 8 before the final table starts, and that's going to be a 2-day affair exclusively on PokerGo.
We've got another chip stack, by the way, right now that has reached the 7-figure mark. That is Julio Belucio, I believe, out of Argentina now at 1.2 million, only trailing the big rig. Nicholas Rigby reported still at 1.3 million.
Dwan involved in this hand, bets 8,000 on this King 4-10 flop, 3 hearts, no hearts involved from either player. Rich has here with a pair of 10s, deliberating. Okay, let's go with the pair of 10s here. Doesn't want to get tangled up here.
Thinking about doing something crazy there?
I guess not a lot of great turns, Remco, but I'm not one to fold. It could be even a check raise on that board, knowing that Dwan has to relinquish a variety of hands. Just win it so often, believe it or not.
Here's a look at our Dream Seed promotion. If you are an annual subscriber to PokerGo, you're automatically entered into our raffle for a chance to play in our $1 million free roll event in December. Sign up right now, use code DREAM30, and you will automatically be entered. Our next draw is going to be during the main event final table. People asking what happened to Benjamin Parent, the big-time waterfall of words we had on the feature table last night. I don't see him in the chip counts, so I'm going to assume the worst.
Please. 6,000.
Donnie Peters with a text, up to 200,000 chips.
One time, Donnie. Come on, baby, make a run.
Okay. It's the first time I heard something like that.
Boston's one of the biggest college towns in the country.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's about 20 colleges there?
Probably more. I think the population is like doubles or something. College.
Oh, really?
Something crazy.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's like 1 million people.
King 4-10, 2 spades on this flop.
You guys want to finish?
No, I didn't.
2 spades for the Sol Royale versus Atchison with 2 pair.
Yeah.
Could see some money going in the middle here.
I wanted to stay in. I just 6,000. Like, I don't know. I think sometimes I was down to learn. I wasn't down to be like forced to.
Vanilla Ice here out of Chile.
Yeah.
See if it remains coy. Not flush draw. Remain under rep. No need to check raise this sort of hand.
He didn't scratch it because I had 6 euros in library.
It buries the biscuits on the turn. The stone cold nuts at the moment. Troublesome for Atchison. He does have the 10 of spades in his hand as well.
Okay, correct.
I still
I'm
remember
not
I
gonna
was
crack
like
it then.
drinking with friends and some fish sat like $2, $5.
You can see that Atchison not slowing down out of South Dakota, a man with bowling alleys all over the great state of Iowa.
And the next day I had to go play, or I had to go to this mandatory thing. And they were explaining like, this is how you make it or whatever. And like, it was like a success story. And you know, the person had done okay, but I was like
For the drippy Chilean, do we come with the check raise now with the stone cold nuts? Atchison displaying a great deal of strength by barreling twice on this board. And here we go, incoming.
45,000 is the race. Atchison grabbing chips real quick here.
No hesitation with top two. And again, he's got that 10 of spades, a troublesome ticket.
River card, very, very big river card. It is the jack of spades, fourth spade on the board. Atchison now also with a flush.
You look familiar. I was like, nope.
170K already in the middle.
And maybe a saving card, assuming that the value bet is incoming once more. It's all about size here at Remco. Size does matter. You want to get paid. You're hoping to be up against the queen of spades or the 10 of spades.
That's 75,000 right there in red chips.
I think more, man. I'm not sure.
This also 75,000.
In a snap call.
Wow. Snap call from the man with the bowling alleys.
You know, Facebook started with all,
The Soul Royale going to show down the nut flush here. All of a sudden, this guy is a force, Brent.
A massive pot, now up to about 130 bigs on day 3 of the main. More than 300,000 chips. Atchison is cut down to 134K, still plenty of health.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be like a top 25 sit or something. That's one of like free costs.
PokerGO chat is very curious about the snap call there on the river. Brent, can we ever fold there? Is there anything to contemplate there with the 10 high flush?
Yeah, I mean, what is check raising us on the turn? And then what is also barreling 3/4 pot on the river? I don't think smaller flushes are going to just continue to blast off. You could make a case for a hand like Queen Jack being present there with the spade, Queen of Spades in his hand, but even then that hand might check on a variety of rivers. I don't think there's a lot of bluffs there.
All right, we go to some of these states.
How can you refuse to go to a whole state, man?
I mean, there are some states.
Just a great example. You don't get married to your hand.
I know. Honestly, but I was like, I had no desire to ever go to a farmer. And also, I'm like,
Two of mine in with queens raising it up. Atchison calling with ace-8 of hearts. Down to Ibanez in the big blinds. Getting a decent price here to see a flop. Three-way action.
Atchison not afraid to play a bunch of pots. That king 10 hand a moment ago here, ace-8 suited back to work, and it comes ace high. Looking to rebuild.
Yeah. But like never, you know, that was one of those things where
But 13,000.
8 years ago? I was 12. No, 13.
I think most states in the country, like there might be states I wouldn't be in a rush to live in or whatever, but to go for a week or two, you can find something to do.
I tend to agree with that.
Two of mine checks with the ace present on the flop. Atchison throws out 13K. Let's see if the young Finn can let go of this one with minimal damage to his stack.
See the glance over there. Thinking this guy could be steaming. He just lost a big one. Would he ever bet a 7 aggressively? It is going to peel. Feels that queen clearly live. Maybe it shuts down on turns and rivers. We get to that river for free. Not on this card, Remco. Now a gutter top pair and the nut flush draw.
Atchison continues, and Tuomina knows exactly what's up. His queen's no longer good.
We're supposed to go to Mississippi.
If you're just tuning in, please hit that like button on our YouTube feed. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
They say it's the best tailgate in all the country.
I got two players you're going to need to keep an eye on throughout the duration of the main event, and they are arguably the two hottest players of the entire summer here at the World Series. Chance Corneth is up to more than 700,000 chips.
Wow.
And Chris Brewer, now more than 600,000 chips. Two of the best right now, two of the best in the world. And they are building.
Oh.
To me, it is always crazy that every single year we have a select group of top pros making a run. Whenever they get a hold of a large stack, good luck prying those chips away from them. They know exactly what to do, and hopefully we get to see those guys on the feature table on PokerGo later today. Hutchinson raising it up to 5,000 with 9/8 suited. He likes to get involved, Brent.
Yeah, he's going to play a lot of hands. I like this guy out of South Dakota. Be active throughout the course of this feature table. Brewer, who I mentioned, by the way, second right now behind Ian Matakis for Player of the Year. So a deep run in the main from Brewer. That could boost him into first place for that Player of the Year. Chance Corneth has got to be close. He's down in 8th place as far as the standings are concerned, and you can never count out Sean Deeb. He is 3rd place on Player of the Year and still in the main.
Queen 5 Jack on the flop. Gut shot for Atchison. Pair of jacks with a king kicker for Ibanez.
Bet 6,000.
Atchison playing very, very fast. Just tossing those bets out like it's nothing.
It's not a terrible texture. You know, he's got the gutter. He's got 3 to the straight flush. Backdoor puppy paws can certainly come to your front door. I should say backdoor. No love here on the turn, and that is not going to shut down Atchison. Continuing now, firing a second shell. Nothing but a gut shot and a dream.
Brent, how strong does this look when you're Ibanez?
You're not loving the jack, but I think it's enough to stick around.
Three or four people are really happy about how I played that hand against you when you had a set of 6s.
Wow.
So much respect for
He's not happy.
Atchison here.
Aggression pays off. Ibanez did not give that a ton of consideration. Thinks this guy just showed down. He barreled off a moment ago. Instantly called on the river, clearly with a strong hand. 2 hands ago. And an instant rebuild for Atchison, now up to nearly 180,000.
Please, small bid.
No, rest. Give me updates now, too. Rest. Now texting me about stuff, too. Like 4 or 5 people just that was unexpected rest.
Michael Plappert saying, if you want more views, give us Bretsky. I promise you the views will spike. Our broadcast today is about 12 hours long. We've got 3.5 hours here on our YouTube channel as well as on PokerGo. And then of course the rest of the night starting at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern will be on PokerGo.com. We've already relayed the news that the fans want Bretsky, so we'll do our best to get him on there if of course he still has chips. 75K is the latest we've heard on him. Hopefully he'll be able to double it up a few times. Ibanez potentially attacking the blinds here with ace-4 offsuit.
Raise 6,000.
A little ace wheel open. Two very difficult blinds to come after. Friedman has shown us he can play no limit hold'em, and look at him exploring now the opportunity with queen 10 off. Just a call. I like this out of Friedman. Dwan. He's got the trucker. Might be time to just get off the highway. Hit the rest stop, but he's going to peel.
Ambitious.
I would say take a look at how well his hand performs. He's got 10-4 against ace-4 and queen 10.
Well, 7-8-9 gives him an open-ended straight draw. The same draw that Friedman has. Ibanez with ace high.
A disastrous texture for Ibanez. Yes, we have the ace of diamonds, but you have to be concerned about both blinds calling, and that's the flop you're looking at. That very much favors the small and the big blind. But Ibanez, he's got another plan, Remco. Says, I can be wide. I can have a lot of this, and he may have a plan with that ace of diamonds that he possesses.
If Friedman comes along, this hand becomes a lot easier to play for Tom Dwan. Or do you want to go multi-way here with just the 10?
Well, he's getting a price now with just the open-ender, I think. But he might be a little bit concerned about what is Ibanez continuing with on the flop. This should favor the blinds. And what is Friedman continuing with? Could he ever be trapping with Jack-10? But you see the price is simply too good. Open-ender, we're going to peel.
Ibanez gets the opposite result of what he was going for here as we go three-way to the turn. It is the 5 of spades. No backdoor diamonds alive here for Ibanez. As you can see on the screen, Ibanez still a favorite to win this at showdown. Ace high ahead, and of course, Dwan and Friedman chopping some percent of the time.
Somehow, though, Remco, this 5 of spades, this could open up another avenue for Tom Dwan. He has all of the 6s here. This could shut a lot of things down, and if a brick hits the river, Dwan could steal this thing.
River card is the 6, and now all of a sudden, Friedman and Dwan chopping at showdown. Friedman checks again. Action on Dwan.
14,500. Oh. Got the 10.
Friedman not getting fancy here, just makes the call.
Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. Dwan can be bluffing a lot and just can't call a raise regardless.
Yeah, King Jack was a bet on the flop.
Not complaining.
Yeah, King Jack.
If you're just tuning in, this is the 2023 World Series Poker Main Event, the greatest poker tournament of the year. 10K buy-in, over 10,000 players in this tournament. Right now, I believe just shy of 3,000 players remaining. The top 1,500 will receive a minimum payout of $15,000. First prize, $12.1 million. PokerGo will have coverage for you until the final hand is dealt. We're doing a few hours as the appetizer every day, kicking things off on YouTube. And then the big show, the main event of the main event, so to say, starts at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Lon McCarron, Maria Ho on the call, and then Ali Najad and Nick Schulman for the night shift later tonight.
Right.
That show will have 3 feature tables, all the bells and whistles. I bought extra popcorn last night to get ready for tonight's action.
Did you?
Oh,
extra butter as well?
No, I'm a kettle corn guy.
Kettle corn?
Yes.
Okay.
Not a fan?
It's all right.
Yeah?
I like the extra butter.
See,
movie theater popcorn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Richez raising it up with ace-7 of diamonds. The Sol Royale calling. And here it is, Tom Dwan finding pocket kings in the small blind. Ladies and gentlemen, you better sit up straight. Tom Dwan's going to get involved here. What kind of sizing would you like to see from Dwan here, Brent?
I would expect him to go quite hefty. It might be closer to 25,000, 23.5. Let's see. Dwan's the kind of guy that likes some action.
28,000.
It's like 28,000.
28, yeah, he goes a bit larger. It puts our man Vanilla Ice out of Chile in a very miserable spot with king, queen suited. Assuming that Richez gets out of the way, unless...
Which one? Okay.
Is he considering a 4-bet?
You got it.
I don't think so. We have seen Richez be on the tighter side. Look at this. King, queen suited, just one last look. Maybe we consider peeling. You hate to be in this situation. You are at least in position.
I love the fact that he's at least thinking about it. And here comes the call. All right, we got a pot brewing here. 66,000 chips in the middle as we go to the flop. Any diamonds could spell trouble for Dwan. Let's see what rolls out here. 9, 7, 3, all hearts. Dwan also with the king of hearts is going to be loving this.
Watching tennis.
Yeah, he's absolutely thrilled about this texture. You are a little concerned about a hand like 9s, 10s. Obviously 10s we're not worried about, but the 9s, regardless. You've got the overs with the king of hearts. You've got the two biggest stacks at this table doing battle.
Two more.
42,000.
Hefty continuation here from Dwan.
Now I'm to press that hand. Another hand.
De Sol lets it go, and Dwan takes this one down without showdown.
For De Sol too, he avoided disaster. A queen high flop is absolutely going to lose a bunch of chips.
All right, here's his one shot.
Much love again to everyone watching from all over the world. If you're in the chat right now, let us know where you're watching from. While you're at it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're closing in on 454,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel.
This is remarkable. Nearly 40,000 people watching this stream from around the world.
That wasn't close.
That was brutal.
Richez is going to just raise it up again after having to fold versus Dwan on the previous hand.
I think Djokovic still with a set at 6-3 is probably still plus 150.
There it is. Oh my God. All the locations are coming into the chat. We might crash this website.
Heads up.
Any attempt of me shouting out you guys
Chuck.
is going to fall well short of the overwhelming love and support that we see here right now in the chat. Meanwhile, Richez 2 overs and a flush draw. Atchison with the ace-5 is going to just give it up.
Well, every one of these guys, when they have their one moment, it's insane. Every single, they're all the same.
Location still pouring in. I did see someone from the Netherlands. I have no idea who it was. Houston, Texas, Casey Mack. This is impossible to read out where you guys are from.
Jeez.
My goodness.
6 inches below the net. Oh, man.
Your mom's house. That's a classic, by the way.
Mars, the Moon, and Your Mom's House are 3 of the favorites in the chat.
He's done.
I'm seeing lots of Pittsburgh as well. Probably a lot of Rigby fans.
Oh yeah, the big rig.
Oh.
Tons of yinters.
I only saw the score. I saw the score. I didn't see.
I see Phil's hometown of Madison, Wisconsin also referenced. Helmuth, of course, is going to keep the bracelet chase alive. We got some post limbs that he's going to be dabbling in.
5,500.
The Sol involved again, raising it up with King-Queen offsuit. Freeman with 5s.
It's just embarrassing.
Cool.
Michael Schumacher with a $5 donation, asking for the big rig. Well, hopefully we get him on the feature table later on.
I think Friedman just said this is embarrassing and calls the 5,500 with the 2 5s. I haven't seen speech play like that before.
Yeah, it seems a little bit odd.
Squeezable opportunity now for Tuomainen.
Pojo.
Off of 40 bigs, King 10 suited. Maybe it's good enough to call.
22,000.
He's got a different game plan. Yeah, he is going to squeeze. Take the aggressive path.
25 back.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
quick fold from the Sol Royale. Action back around to Friedman, who did not really give a show of strength, Brent.
No, he did not. He's got remarkable instincts, though. Problem is your hand is extremely vulnerable. You're deep enough to peel, sure, off of 75 bigs, but this is a sizable 3-bet. You're out of position as well. What a play by Dwan, and that's just wonderful stuff. Great execution. The worst hand wins.
Thank you for your time and good luck. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a good day, too.
I saw Pojo Mojo in the chat asking, is that the same guy who was crying on TV 10 years ago? Yeah, back in 2005, Adam Friedman made a deep run in the main event. He was the guy picking high flush, busting out versus the ace high flush. Since then, he's won the Dealer's Choice Championship event 3 times. Adam Friedman, one of the most accomplished mixed game players in the world. Donations pouring in on YouTube. Love to see it.
Snoop Dogg with the donation says, I live in Alan Kessler's dungeon. He makes me hunt for fast food coupons all day long, or he doesn't feed me.
Wombat Billy says, watching from Portland, Maine, LFG guys, poker is booming.
Against the Vera.
Brand poker is indeed booming. World Series of Poker attendance has been up across the board.
It really is. You know, Adam Leviton, who joined us on the High Noon show yesterday as a special guest, tweeted out something last night about he's perplexed. He can't believe that there's another boom. Trying to figure out what is attributed to this. Is it the crypto market, the money that's flowing there? Is it the vloggers, the content that's being poured out? You know, is it the online sites? Is it PokerGo? You know, and I think it's just it's all of the above. I think it's everything, and of course, just the undying love of people really just loving poker, loving to gamble, get out there and play. Get part of the biggest spectacle event series that is in the world, right here in Las Vegas at the World Series.
Dwan picks up a small and easy one. Tom Dwan up 40,000 on the day. Our biggest winner at the table so far, the man in the 9th seat, Viola de Sol Royale from Chile, up 114,000 chips.
Got the hairline and the smile down there.
The latest we've heard on Nick Rigby, 1.3 million chips. Our overall chip leader.
No, the cow's been pretty bad since COVID, man.
Oh, I think so. I think they opened my lovely, beautiful wife.
It's not what it was. You ever go there?
Me? Not since 2014.
Oh, you running one stuff?
Several times. 2011, 2014. Not really.
Put into the camera, this card's yours.
No. I mean, I always go winter time too, so.
Again, potentially a playable hand for the Sol Royale. Ace Jack Austin under the gun.
Raised to 5,500.
As they say, he got the ace, the jack, and he ain't holding back. Shout out to High Stakes Poker. Brent, new episodes of High Stakes Poker coming out in August, I believe.
Is that right?
I think so.
Brand new season.
We got a lot more episodes still to come.
New season of No Gamble, No Future as well. Season 3 will be on the way.
Raised 18,000.
As soon as the World Series of Poker is done, more content.
Yep.
Headed your way.
And I'm doing a special run of throwback shows, both World Series of Poker, Poker After Dark, and some high stakes poker on our YouTube channel as well. Some old stuff. So if you love poker and you want to get your foot in the door with our content on PokerGo, just start out by subscribing to our YouTube channel. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. If you are already on PokerGo.com, you got those new episodes coming at you. New episodes, High Stakes Poker, No Gamble, No Future, and a duel between Daniel Negreanu and Doug Polk as well. Friedman choosing aggression.
Painful again, raise fold for Vanilla Ice out of Chile. King Queen a moment ago, ace jack off there.
Meanwhile, for the diehard fans who've been listening all summer, Donnie Peters, 310,000 chips.
Let the heater be real. Just do it, Donnie. Just do it, baby.
Wow, I'm actually very excited.
Yeah, my ex-wife went to, Lake Melbourne.
I'm pretty bad.
It's like a pretty big lake.
Yeah, I only been there for like
Vienna a few times, and then there
3 years. Yeah.
it's a few hours drive.
Russell with the $5 donation. Russell, one of our valued moderators in our chat, says, Hanks, congrats on the success of High Noon. The team has done an amazing job. And I just want to use that opportunity to tell the people, High Noon, at noon, every day, get you ready and prepared for what's to come in the main event. Some highlights, some analysis, and some banter.
Yeah, we're out there on the floor capturing all the coverage that the Horseshoe has to offer, live coverage. Sometimes we get right in there, nestled interviews with players actually in their seats playing the main event. Mincy on the floor, Ryan DePaulo, Will Jaffe. We had Natalie Bodie as part of the show early on. Nikki Limo, guest host. A bit of an experimental talk show, if you will, Remco, and I would say it started off, people wondering what is this, and as the shows continue, we've really built an audience.
Two of mine, and meanwhile, fighting back versus Dwan, and gets this one done before the flop.
Oh, yeah? I wish you did.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes nice, sometimes don't.
Like I said, seeing that hand work might be glad with both of you guys.
Or maybe I just had it.
What's that?
But they both folded.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
More donations pouring in. Jimmy bluffing.
I mean, it's hard to have
20 bucks, my gosh. Got the chance to speak to Rigby last night after play concluded. I'm not sure the guy even has a pulse. Seemed primed and ready for another deep run. Shout out to my dad, Graham, who's battling cancer right now. Jimmy, we're all with you there. For your dad and Graham, and wishing you guys the best. Appreciate the support, as always, over the years.
I didn't love the ace, but I wanted to.
Possible 181 with the Paraguay donation of $10,000.
Yeah, so I was.
How much is
I'm
that?
the price.
Watching from Paraguay, go Dwan.
You made me about 5,000 more than I was going to bet. Thanks.
Raised to 20.
Speaking of Dwan, getting busy here. 8-7 suited. Another 3-bet. Lots of 3-bets here today. Reach has king queen suited on the button.
22 over the unknown.
I don't know if Dwan's got it in him, guys. Folding to a 3-bet with 7-8 suited may not be able to help himself. He's extremely deep. Around 185 big blinds to start the hand. A cash game player by nature. A sick and twisted puppy. He grabs additional ammo. I saw 2 green chips there. Is he thinking about a 4-bet rather than a peel? Oh, there it is. We're going to peel it. C3.
That's it.
Couple of mallards and a 4. Safe for Reaches. Extremely dry texture. Comfortable. Whenever we do continue, I would not expect Dwan to want to pursue this thing any further, but then again, it is Tom Dwan. You expect the unexpected.
15,000 is the bet.
There's the look away. Disgusted fold. Reaches has been active. He's up more than 80,000 since he started play. Now over 200,000 in his stack. And There it is, the PGT Dream Seat, sending 3 annual subscribers to play in the PGT Championship. That is a $1 million free roll. That'll be $500,000 going to first place. All you've got to do is upgrade your PokerGo subscription or join now using that promo code DREAM30. You can get PokerGo for a year, save 30 bucks. If you buy it now, you've got it all the way through till this time next year during the main event. Tons of content on the way. Tremendous free roll opportunity for 3 lucky winners. Closing in on 40,000 people now worldwide, part of this YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, just click the thumbs up. Hit the like button. Subscribe now if you haven't already. You guys are the ones that make this possible. If we did not have your support with those thumbs up, those likes, those subscriptions, we would not be able to bring you free coverage of the World Series of Poker on our YouTube channel. You show us the support, we give it right back.
You don't need to call me sir. Don't do that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It's because you're so
Just want to emphasize that our coverage on this channel will go until 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. Then at 5:30, PokerGo.com takes over with the big show. I'm lobbying, Brent. I'm lobbying for more Rigby.
We got to bring in the big rig, Remco. I say we go out there and put up signs. You and I, we march.
We march.
We bring in the big rig.
We'll carry him to the stage. Phoenix and Friedman here going at it. Friedman lets this one go. Seeing someone mentioning that we haven't mentioned Patrick Antonius yet. There's still lots of legends of the game in the main event. Let me go through a few names that I'm noticing. Maurice Hawkins, UK legend and bracelet winner Christopher Brammer, Nick Marchinson, former main event final tableist, Faraz Jaka, Chance Corneth, Stephen Chidwick has 700,000 chips.
Oh boy.
Alex Foxen, 700,000 chips. The aforementioned Patrick Antonius hovering right around 600K. James Obst also with a big stack. The list of names goes on and on. So many legends still involved. Of course, this event will get narrowed down quite a bit today. The goal, or maybe I should say the ambition, is to get down to the money. The top 1,500 will get paid. We will for sure reach that tomorrow, but there is a chance we'll get there tonight. Bubble coverage, always very, very exciting. You don't want to be that guy going home empty-handed.
You're not, though, if you're the Stone Bubble, right? Don't you get a 10K seat the following year?
I believe so. So then I guess we need to know who busts on the real bubble.
I think that's going to be a fold.
Alex Botes, by the way, Alexander Botes, up to more than 400,000 chips.
Wow.
The chess prodigy just started her own poker YouTube channel as well. She can play ball, Remco.
Speaking of playing ball, I just got word that Brian Atchinson, the man in the fisherman's hat, owner of multiple bowling alleys, has bowled a 300 33 times in his life.
What?
That is incredible stuff.
You ever go deep in
Says
the
he plays a little bit cash, but the 10K buy-in is what really excites him.
Oh,
This guy might be Norman Chad's favorite player. Isn't Norman a
Yeah.
big bowler?
I believe so.
Day 5 4 times?
Oh my God. So you've gone deep a bunch.
Maybe 3. Maybe I busted late in the day 4 10 years ago. But it'd be like the worst I've ever played ever. It's on a feature table. It showed every hand I league was bad. I just didn't want to believe anybody on camera. I paid every hand off. Like how could you ever call these hands on the
I have that sometimes.
Yeah. It was so bad.
Almost had that yesterday. I did call a few people, but I almost
Phoenix raising it up with king-queen offsuit. He's getting a bunch of folds over to Tom Dwan in the small blind.
Phoenix, by the way, from Phoenix, Arizona. How about that?
That's not possible.
He's really not. You know where he's from? I love this about Phoenix. He's from Buffalo, New York.
Wow.
Yeah, he went to Canisius College.
Do you know that place?
I'm very familiar with Buffalo, New York. Grew up with Sean Deeb, and one of the first 5 the all-time in the home game tournaments, and he used to work for Sean's dad for a while.
Wow.
How about that?
That's incredible.
It's funny when
So
you
random.
Your poker, like 4 or 5 years ago.
2 of mine, and it's going to defend here with 9-7 of spades.
The tanky. Like I wish I had never done he called everybody else.
Ace 8-3.
Well, yeah, just 'cause,
Yeah.
No pair for either player.
I
2 of mine, and with that backdoor straight flush draw, of course, I got to give respect to that as Phoenix continues here for 5,500.
Other people are doing it when it goes like, you know, fold to them in the cutoff and in the fucking kings over whether it raises.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Like if you're getting in the streets doing a lot of crazy shit, like I think it's fair to take a little bit, but when there's like no money in the pot and stuff, I think it's just fucked up. I think there should be tournaments where like you charge double the rate and you give back half to basically everyone, but you know, say 1% of the field, like at the tournament's discretion, if people are complete assholes.
2 of mine are really deep in the tank here.
One of the.
I told you, Brent, he has that backdoor straight flush draw. The 8 of spades.
You don't take this long unless you're thinking about a 3-bet, a raise. Will check raise to 16,000.
Well done.
Beautiful stuff by 2 of mine.
I just get hands. It's my fault. Don't let my face fool you. Not all the Scandinavians are maniacs.
So many lies told at the poker table.
Crazy Scandies that ruin our reputation.
Meanwhile, the bluffing continues from 2 of mine.
Where are you from?
From France.
Okay.
Yeah. That bad.
Okay, so as a French, do you think Brazilians or Finns who are more crazy?
Finns before, but now it's Brazil.
Oh yeah, they took over.
You need to fight for
to
get it back.
They're the real locals now.
I'm guessing you're playing more tourneys, I'm playing more cash, or just like
Raise.
Raise to 5,000.
Riches from France. Raising it up here with queens. 2 of mine and calling all Brazilian poker players loco. The Brazilians have surged on the poker scene. They've been crushing it, and Atchison finds aces in the big blind.
Oh boy.
We could see some blood here.
We will.
Raised to 12,500.
Once again, Atchison.
Look at the sizing, Remco. Just extremely small. Rich's just dialed in. Wondering what is that? Why is he laying me such a price? What sort of hand is that? He's worried about being up against the premium kings or aces. Just flicks in the call. Look at the stare down.
Wow. That is one heck of a stare down here as we see king 8-8 roll off the deck.
Just a perfect flop for Riches to now, I think, just get away for the stone minimum. And this is a great example. You asked me earlier, why do you size it up? Well, how about the times you're actually up against a hand?
I have an 8. Maybe 2 actually.
So you cannot talk about your hand.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I cannot?
No, you cannot.
Talk to yourself, silently.
Penalty 5 push-up.
I don't think Atchison realizes that he's first to act here out of the big blind. It's on him. Yeah, just now putting it together.
That is 15,000.
You win, sir.
Wow. Just a snap fold. Face up 2 queens. Look at this.
He wasn't talking about his hand. He didn't have ace.
Wow. Discipline there on display from Riches.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a soul read right there. Everything. You know, you talk about the timing tells, the sizing tells.
The last 2 players in the tournament.
Just gave him credit for an absolute powerhouse of a hand. 3-betting that small out of the big blind. It looked like aces. It smelled like aces because it was aces.
Okay. I've never been to Lyon.
Yeah.
That's the second biggest one, right?
I think it's Marseille, the second biggest.
Marseille is bigger? Okay.
Maybe Lyon is after.
Yeah.
You've been to France, I presume?
Yeah. I was in Paris for Christmas, actually, half a year ago. Yeah. Not the best time of the year to visit.
No.
Mark W.
Cold
says
and rainy.
he's from Oak Island, North Carolina. He's loving the coverage, and he's ready to play the main event next year. He says, remember my name.
Okay, what was the name again?
Mark W.
I already forgot.
Much love to everyone who's watching this, getting inspired to play this tournament perhaps next year. Brent, the only way is up. 10,000 players this year. Where do we go next year?
Well,
11?
I guess we hit 11.
Unbelievable.
Maybe we hit 12.
It's just crazy. So many players in this tournament.
Are you going to play the main event next year, Remco? That's the question. I feel like you've got that itch. You're talking about selling your bicycles to get in there.
I considered it strongly for a hot minute there, but I could not abandon the viewers. Someone needs to be here. Where's Donnie Peters? He's on day 3 of the main event.
That's why you need to play. If Donnie can do it, we can all do it. He's living proof. Trust me, buddy. I played the main. You'll fit right in with that fine collection of folks out there battling.
Not full.
For those wondering, Doug Polk, right around 300,000 chips. That's the latest update that we've seen. Tom Dwan, 5 deuce of diamonds. Getting involved here.
Where are you from?
Oh, Finland originally. Have you been?
No, never.
No?
That's what we were talking
Yeah, it's kind of like wrong direction from everywhere else. You know, like it's in the corner of the road.
So I've seen like day 5s with like kryptonite.
I don't know if I ever.
Is it good? Would you recommend it?
Look at this, just hitting 6,000 likes on our YouTube feed.
I would either go in July.
Thank you all so much.
January. Depends.
If you're new to our YouTube channel, lots of highlights on there as well every single day.
I mean, like the winter,
forget to
like
subscribe.
you don't see any sunshine and it's bunch of snow. That's kind of it's exotic, but like maybe you don't want to stay for the whole winter, you know. But it's cool for like a week or 2. And summertime is really great.
Oh, here? How much is that? 100K?
People are happier also during summer because sun is shining.
Dustin Plunkett said that the only poker vlogger I can find in the field is Andrew Nemi. He's got about 40,000 left. You know, a study has been done. It turns out that if you're a poker vlogger, you stink in the main event.
Wow, that's a big claim.
Yeah, I mean, all of them just out. Not even had a chance.
So you're saying just leave the GoPros at home?
Yeah.
Where you're trying to make a dollar.
Raised it to 500.
So like
Not limp, okay, I see.
Obviously, play a normal schedule, you're probably not a favorite because you're going to play like some
Yeah. So this is like the biggest schedule I've ever played this year.
Jack Galoon says Joe Stapleton greater than Brent Hanks. Yeah, no shit.
So no one's
He's the man.
5 straight years.
Sure. 10,000 is the best.
Big difference being, you're not a big fan of chop pots.
Hate him.
My best chance really is a 25K horse.
Oh, there's one left?
Lanes and Riches going at it here. Lanes raised it up to 5,500 before the flop. Riches called for the big blind. Lanes continuing for 10K on this flop with 8-6 of spades. Love seeing some aggression there from Lanes.
Yeah, a little peel by Lanes and just turning this hand into a bluff. Absolutely love to see it. Riches wondering, what the heck does this guy have? What did he peel with? Is it 3-4? But turning, look, oh boy. Queen of clubs in his hand. He is now turning his hand into a bluff, representing the nut flush. Meanwhile, he just has the best of it with that deuce.
That's what they see right now. We're talking about this.
Rich is doing some business here at this feature table. Well done, sir.
No matter what card he looks at, he's going to think that.
No, I'm being nice because you.
Big club. Queen club.
That was funny.
It was amazing. All the
Power bluff. That's actually it.
Like when the cash is so big, you're going to play
I mean, if I
had some side bets or something, like,
Yes,
even though I'm not as good as going against some people.
Wow, hot take here from Flat Earth Oracle, saying Dwan is more responsible for the poker boom than Moneymaker. That's a big take there. Tom Dwan might have never found the game of poker if it wasn't for Moneymaker.
Yeah, I don't think I quite agree with that, but it's reasonable. You know, there was right after the Moneymaker effect, there was this wave, right, of these massive TV names. That's when Ivy sort of hit the scene, and Dwan came along. Helmuth, Daniel, Antonio, Gus.
Wow, that screen is really bright now.
Moneymaker set the stage, and then everybody else came in. Speaking of setting the stage, look at what is developing here. Friedman with a premium, and Dwan just flatting. 2 queens, electing not to 3-bet, remaining extremely coy and under-repped. We've seen this already out of Toolmine, and he can't help himself. And somehow he finds the discipline, perhaps sniffing this out, just calling now with the ace-3 of diamonds.
Rich is in the small blind, getting one heck of a price here. With a little gapper, he does lay it down. The Sol Royale, Queen Jack offsuit. Four-way action to the flop. Did not expect this with these cards, Brent.
Cheers.
Did not whatsoever.
Flop King 10-6, 2 hearts. Friedman takes control of this one. Top pair, top kicker with the hard ace as well.
25 and change out there already. Friedman can go either way. We can certainly size it up and bet, put money into the pot right now with this sort of holding. Could also pot control. See what develops, but he is going to take
That is 10,500.
sort of the half pot approach, 10.5. Dwan in a disgusting spot with 2 queens on this board, 3 players behind him.
Brent, why didn't Tom Dwan 3-bet the man he's been tangling with all day so far?
Just, I think, kind of was hoping to trap a little bit in deuce, 3 bets from the crazy players behind him, and he just thinks queens can still be good. Open-ended now for the Chilean Vanilla Ice. And being laid quite a price, which is nice. Wasn't that precise? Remco, did you hear? I was rapping there.
You're doing really well, yeah. I look forward to your album release later this year. Three-way action still here on the turn as the Sol Royale with his open and a straight draw. Still with plenty of outs.
Dwan knows right now we can't continue with queens. Just absolutely cannot do it. I know we don't have a heart in our hand. Makes it a little bit more difficult. And look at that. He is considering calling. Perhaps because he does not have a queen of hearts in his hand. He gives Friedman credit for being able to 2-barrel. Nut flush draws, hands like ace queen that may have a heart. Should still be concerned, though, about the big blind that came along for the ride. There he goes. We will relinquish. Step out of harm's way.
Ouais. Ouais.
And there it is. The Solreal going to keep coming along here with the opening and the straight draw. Out of position, Brent. Tough to play. And there's the ace giving top 2 to Friedman. But more importantly, the Chilean in the 9th seat makes Broadway.
Broadway, indeed. Backdoor clubs also came home. That's a concern for Friedman. He may just knuckle back top 2. Look at Friedman study the situation in the board. Very concerned. If we bet with top 2, what do we expect to get called by? There's no way a king calls. We have a lot of hand, but we also have a great deal of concern. We also have the ace of hearts in our hand, so we know it's not the nut flush draw on the flop that was continuing.
All players are on a 20-minute break. We ask that you leave the tournament area during this time.
This would be a sick and twisted check if he does do it. And rightfully so. I really think he's considering a check here, Remco.
Wow.
Counting out the stack, thinking, oh boy, what do I do if I bet? Get raised.
Disgusting
Like
spot here.
Well, I know this. Ooh. What did I play? Fucking perfect. Too many get paid off. Christ. 2 fucking hearts on the table.
Wow. What a check back from Adam Friedman. Still, this of course costing him quite a few chips, but it could have been oh so costly if he had bet there.
He said he played it perfect. He found his inner Helmuth after the hand finished, muttering to himself. The rest of the table, Holmes not here, didn't have a chance to listen.
All
Looks
right.
to me like we're going on break, Remco.
Yeah, but we'd never go on break here on the YouTube channel and
Fair.
on our free stream. All right. Producer Aiden is going to chop the break out. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. You guys stay tuned. We got more action of Tom Dwan coming up. All right, welcome back. There it is. No break for all you poker fans watching right now from across the globe. Once again, my name is Remco Rinkema. Brent Hanks in the booth with me to call the action. My usual co-commentator, Donnie Peters, making a run in the main event, sitting on 300,000 chips. We just saw Adam Friedman lose a big one. Still 144K in front of him, but of course, the main event here at this table, Mr. Tom Dwan, 436,000 chips.
And for the people that left, I don't know why you did it. We told you we were coming back in 30 seconds. For those that stuck around, well.
It's always funny to see 30 seconds of no action and people are like distracted. You know, that's how we all are these days.
Instant gratification. Speaking of which, instant gratification with Adam Friedman. Found his inner Helmuth before we paused, and he's back to work.
Friedman here, top pair, top kicker, backdoor clubs. perfect spot here for him to bet. Friedman takes this one down.
Just looks disgusting.
Yes, he still looks disgusting.
Day 3 of the main event, you got 50 bigs.
I see someone in the PokerGo chat saying, this entire chat goes broke on that river.
Yeah.
Brent, how impressive was that check back from Friedman?
Well, I sort of expected the check back. You know, he had the ace of hearts in his hand, so you're just ruling out the heart draws that are continuing. And even if we do bet, well, what's calling us, right? It's a king is no longer calling us on that river. They're folding. Backdoor clubs got there. You have to be concerned about that. And that also leaves you with the queen jack. I think it was sort of a clear check back, and I know that that sounds ridiculous, as we can see the cards here in the booth, and you've got top 2, but Friedman studied the situation, as he stated, perfectly. He played the hand perfectly, and sometimes that's just the nature of poker. You can do everything right and still lose.
It just looked like you were thinking about something pre-flop. That's why I asked. He had ace king, I had queens. We both wanted some.
If I was thinking about it,
maybe it'll change my game.
Oh boy.
Pretty happy
I'll
I
be
didn't
careful.
re-raise it then, huh?
I'll be
Ace
more
king.
careful.
That's quite all right. But you keep playing your wonderful
Most people
game.
in the tournament, you just double up there.
You just owe me back about 40.
It depends.
Even if I re-raise it,
Maybe.
tripping, obviously.
Probably going to reach some other people to give them. I'm okay with that too.
Come on, what else?
No, you're
I can
influenced.
re-raise you there.
I know that.
Currently 3 players in the main event, over 1 million chips.
It's like ace queen
Rigby
suited,
still
card would be
the
better.
chip leader with
Call, you go whatever.
1.3 million. Julio Belucio from Argentina, 1.2 million. And Kojiro Mizukami, over 1 million as well. At this rate, we might see someone hit 5 million.
My money's on the big rig. Well on his way to bagging another chip lead.
Richard's raising it up with 5-4 of clubs. Ibanez with ace-5 of hearts folds the button. That seems pretty tight. Ace-5 of hearts, isn't that supposed to be the GTO hand?
Can 3-bet, can call, can mix in some folds, I suppose, as well, Remco?
No fun in folding. Dwan here, ace-jack offsuit in the big blind. He's seen Riches make some laydowns earlier. He's also keenly aware of the fact that this man knows what he's doing. But I would love to see a 3-bet here. And there it is. Tom Dwan tosses in a 3-bet, makes it 29,000 from the big blind.
Notice the sizing as well. Just shy of 5x. Maximum pressure. It's very effective. You can really range hands. Whenever you get called, you can sort of narrow down what you're up against. You fold out. A lot of these smaller pairs, that, like what we see Friedman has, these suited connectors like Riches, takes a really sick and twisted degenerate to peel a guy like the big rig.
I got lucky, real lucky. There you go. It's called playing spades online.
For a second, I thought you were shipping. I was like, oh my god. I can't fold, but I was not going to be fucking happy.
That's the best weather in the world.
Flipping or
He had actually moved to Dallas.
What do you got?
Medium pair.
What?
Medium pair.
Yeah, I had a big ace. Not big enough that I'm happy to be calling.
Right now, there's a fire warning for a lot of this area in Southern California. I'm a little concerned. Big Cedar fire in 03 burned our property. He doesn't want that one.
So much honesty there between Dwan and
Love
Friedman.
listening to it, you know. I was thinking about that ace-5 full that you mentioned as well. You know, it really just depends. Late at night, while you're at home solver baiting alone,
I assume I had the best hand.
you learn what you can do, how often, and how you mix it up.
Percentage on the table is close to 100%.
Every time I've seen it, people had it.
If you need acupuncture and you're up that way, go visit.
If you guys folded, unless you did something crazy, I had the best hand. I thought you were shoving for a second. I was just like, fuck my life. This is gonna be tilted.
I'll level it up because you still tubing down the Owens River.
Then I wouldn't be tilted. Then I'd be like, I hope you have ace jack.
There's snakes all over the place.
Can't fold for 120 more with like 7 trap me or something crazy. Get it.
Raise to 7,000.
That's wonderful.
Afternoons, yeah. Not what we do in South Dakota and Iowa. We have skiing.
Then you got to climb out of the snowbanks.
Are you going to be making orders? Lots and lots of feet.
Two players.
Not a whole lot of moisture
Ace
around
jack.
there.
Right now?
Not this hand. I'm not announcing
Yeah,
the
all right.
middle of the hand.
The previous hand.
Can't do that.
Jack.
Did you see what I had?
Where? When?
When you mentioned that 8?
No,
Comforting
not
sight.
yet. I don't think it's a.
For Ibanez.
7,000.
Top pair, backdoor shovels.
It's a good fold.
I think you had it.
It was a good fold.
Thank you, sir.
It's another situation where you can mix in small continuations with various checkbacks as well. Dwan calling out of the small blind, I believe. Look at this. Is he? He's not done with it. He's going to come with the check raise on this texture, and this is why I really like the continuation. You set these spots up whenever you do have top pair against a very creative player like Tom Dwan. Buckle up, take the ride. We've got top pair. Can't fathom we were betting with the intent of folding to a check raise against Tom Dwan.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry, bud. We keep running the quad deuces.
Dwan gets the answer right there. I believe right now he knows he's up against most likely a queen.
Some possibilities opening up here on the turn with the 9 of clubs.
Perhaps why the king 10, such a desirable hand to check raise with. Favorable turn cards that allow us to two pair while gathering additional equity. Double gutted now, straight with a 7. The nuts with a jack. Also feel the king can be live.
One guy you don't know. You can play the 7-7.
Wow, Tom Dwan continues with a massive bet and takes this one down, Brent.
Yeah, he put Ibanez all in.
All right. Sorry, bud.
The power of aggression. Durr has risen.
Tom Dwan now up to just shy of 500,000 chips. This man looks to be in full control in a format he doesn't often play.
For Ibanez there too, not a lot of thought, just instantly folded, was not considering the types of hands that Dwan was willing to check raise with. The 9 is, of course, an extremely scary card on the Queen 6-8 board. Would he have check raised a hand like 10-7 suited? Very possible. However, would he have overbet jammed all in with the nuts on the, or second nuts, I should say, on the turn? Unlikely.
The chat is losing their mind. Lots of Dwan fans watching right now. Absolutely love to see it. This is our free stream of the main event. Our exclusive PokerGo coverage kicks off at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Starting the day off with this little appetizer. Then you get the main course, and then for dessert, the night shift with Ali Najad and Nick Schulman. You can watch live poker until 1 a.m. Pacific Time, 4 a.m. Eastern tonight. And by that time, I guess it's night again in Australia. It's probably dinner time somewhere in Europe. So much poker action from now until we know who wins this tournament, which will be on July 17th. If you want to watch clips and highlights and catch some of these free streams, make sure to subscribe right now to our YouTube channel. Just hit that little subscribe button. You'll get notified of all our new clips. Hit the like button. Let's make sure we hit 7,000 likes on the video. That'd be amazing. And then, of course, all the PokerGO action.
Keep an eye on this one here, Remco. Tuominen has been very active, 3-betting, squeezing in various situations. And Ibanez back against the wall, or so it must feel. A moment ago being abused by Dwan. Now we've got king, queen off, and we're going to be looking at another 3-bet. Ibanez only has 35 bigs to start the hand. He could consider 4-betting all in. This can go all 3 directions. A call seems just fine. A 4-bet, totally understandable. A fold, yeah, sometimes you feel like you're losing every hand. There's nothing you can do. There it goes. Painful as it may seem, but it's the main event after all. We preserve the tournament live. We hope to find a better hand, a better spot.
Tu tapes double. Je peux pas, là, je suis en train de jouer WSOP 2023. Tu tapes table télé ou un truc comme ça, tu vas me voir. Bisous. Il y a Tom Dwan. Bisous. Bisous.
Don't really have any room.
That time I thought
Thank
about
you.
it. Yeah.
I was worried about you having a big hand, the one in my head.
What?
On your chins.
What'd you have?
No, I was in the hand. I just had. I didn't think I thought you had it. Against me, I saw that hand.
I might have noticed a little something I did.
Ouais.
Take it.
Oh, c'était ma copine. Elle voulait me voir en live, donc elle est pas contente.
Not either. That's exactly why I want to do that position. Especially on my stack.
Ah ouais?
Raise to 7,500.
Dwan continues raising here, makes it 7,500 with Queen-9 suited. Friedman does not seem too happy, but still 40,000 up on the day.
Lane's just going to show you how it's done here. A couple of mallards out of the big. The best hand in the game. See if we can teach Tommy Dwan's a lesson in life. No, mallards hit the muck. That's fine. Just fold the best hand, Lanes. No problem. Understandable, of course, jokes aside.
I just decided to be in net for once in my life. Twice, actually. Yesterday. Yesterday is even more.
Sort of hand, by the way, Remco, with those little pairs.
Was it going to work yesterday, though?
Facing that late open by Dwan. You may want to just grip and rip rather than C3 with those very vulnerable baby pocket pairs. And I say that understanding that's what you should do, but it's hard to pull the trigger in the main event on day 3.
Lane's now down to just 17 big blinds. Definitely approaching shove or fold territory. Players are busting out by the dozens right now. We started today with 3,500 players, quickly whittling down the field.
Dwan on the rise, by the way, more than 500,000 in his stack at the start of this hand.
How are you?
It would have really been getting in the fight. And I was like dead tired and falling asleep. I mean, I've done those kind of things a lot before.
You can't take solace in knowing that you.
If I was right, it would have been good.
Three-way action here on ace 9-3 2 spades. Dwan with the best of it.
People call you more on TV. You got to stay in line more. Okay. That's true. A lot of people don't know that. Everyone calls more on TV.
Okay. You want to make the wrong call.
Okay. Second round.
Look at Dwan, just remains So coy, hoping that his opponents catch up in some way, shape, or form. They have. Riches connects with that 10. Likely to get himself into trouble. May opt for the blocker bet. Something a little small. Or we can bet and then fold if we face resistance. Does just that, Remco. Dwan just doing Dwan things. Knuckling top pair on the flop, knuckling trips on the turn. Would imagine now we come in with the raise and try and get max value. If you're up against the flush, so be it. But we target the 10s, we target the 9s.
Just makes the call here. The conservative approach.
Very conservative.
Doesn't want to get tripped up by a flush, given Riches' playing style. Seemed unlikely for him to have spades there.
Pretty unlikely, given the sizing, really. I think a flush might size it up a little bit more. Dwan, he's disgusted, thinking, what have I done? I'm going to check it twice and then just call. Just muttered, I played it so bad.
That way just a little bit. Sure.
Still chipping up nicely. Tom Dwan now up to over 500,000 chips. Not a bad spot to be in the main event. Good news for all those who will continue watching on PokerGo. This table is on its way to the main feature table. So once that coverage gets started at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, you will have Tom Dwan on the main feature table. Of course, he's got to stay in, but he can double up everyone at the table. He's got plenty of chips.
You're welcome.
Raising it up here with 8-7 clubs.
22,000 something.
Oh, you have that? Oh, that was the best decision of my life. I was scared to do it for like 5-6 years.
And again here, Dwan picks up the blinds and antes.
That may be like
Still reeling from the way he played that ace-7.
I mean, I started using contact lenses like just
I don't think he needs to reel too much. Even if he does shoot it up to, 20,000, I don't think Riches calls with King 10. Probably got the max regardless. Just a great blocker bet by Riches. Had he checked, Dwan certainly would have sized it up much more.
Raise to 7,500.
Brent, it feels like Tom Dwan is kicking into a higher gear here.
Okay, that's more than I need.
Well, he's certainly unleashing the fury.
Fair enough.
Dwan
Thank you.
doing what Durr does. 3, maybe 4 straight hands involved. Riches waves the Dikembe, a little no, no, no. It's my turn. I've seen enough of this out of you, Dwan.
How much is it?
25,000.
Oh, so Lord,
He's got those instincts too, Remco, does Dwan.
You got like 180 more?
Can sort of feel the table, understands his own presence.
I had 200, but probably like around this.
There's a world in which Queen 10 off is callable, 4-bettable. Maybe, of course, we just come with the fold. But yeah, he's feeling it. He's going to take this thing in position.
Wow.
That's what I want to make sure of.
56,000 in the middle here as King 8-3 with 2 spades rolls off. Dwan, the only player with a spade. Riches best here with ace high, but this is not the kind of flop he was hoping for.
It's not, but anything that comes ace high or king high is really range advantage.
Who's to say I'm
Riches.
not a 7?
You are with me.
You can
Have
do
one.
this with a variety of suited kings, maybe even a hand like king queen off.
I'm feeling
Oh, no.
handcuffed now.
20,000.
Thank you.
20K is the bet by Riches.
It's gonna be here, bro.
Dwan doesn't want to invest more to perhaps get creative here. Lets it go. And the Frenchman chips up nicely. I've been impressed with Rich's also today at the feature table.
I'm just now understanding that he's French. The whole time I was calling him the Chilean Hells Angel.
The Chilean guy is the guy in the 9th seed.
Yeah, I knew that. I thought they were both Chileans, but thank you now. How many hours have we been doing this?
It's been about 2.5.
Changes everything for me.
Your vision goes after age 40.
The French Fury.
Oh, shit.
I like that.
Riches.
2 years left, don't you?
6 years.
Can see a small resemblance, perhaps even with Tyson Fury.
Can I get another lacing after that?
You're not 34.
How many years was your how many years was it until you had to get glasses
40.
again?
I didn't. These are just to read.
Oh, okay,
My vision's
okay.
still
Oh, okay,
2015.
okay.
It's really good.
Sweet.
I never had to
Action
patch it
folds
up.
around too.
That's been 2001.
Rich has on the button, raised it up with King 9 off.
And I've never had a problem.
Can already tell that I could early on. Riches, late at night. Turn on your favorite videos. A little Salverbation.
No problems, no contacts.
What we've seen with the 3-betting, the sizings. This guy's playing great poker.
6 months after, but not
Did they plug them? Did they plug your eyes?
The Sol Royale from Chile
They put
coming
plugs
here
in there to make it tear.
with the 3-bet.
No, I don't think so. I think I would know it.
You're right, it's just little plugs, but
yeah.
like I said, I'm not an eye doctor, but a good friend.
Yeah.
I play
And now that I've discovered he's French, by the way, I'm certain that we don't pronounce it Riches. It's probably Riche.
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 Yeah.
But like, what's the fun in that?
You're right.
Because rags to Riche doesn't sound as good.
You know, did they pull it down and put a
You're right.
flap in and then
Reinforce
shave it
the
off and let it-
stereotype.
Riches it is.
Brent, we make the rules.
Right, it sets back into the new spot.
Riche throws in the 4-bet. Haven't seen that today at this feature table.
This is, again, one of those sort of solver-baiting moments with the King 9 off, with the sizing.
The first 10 days.
I'm not saying it'll work. Sort of walked into the top end.
I mean, it was so dry, the nerve ends were exposed.
Chilean vanilla ice.
Did you have like really bad size before?
No, it wasn't
Certainly
bad.
uncomfortable at these stack depths.
60, 20.
When was it bad?
Give me like
Just like bad enough that I needed when playing sports.
That's exactly what I did. Just barely could pass a driver's test, but tweaked it. Those are the best candidates.
Riche, 77 big blinds to start this hand.
But I've never had to have
The Sol Royale giving it another peek. Letting go of his ace-queen offsuit. Well done, sir.
That is phenomenal.
Could be wrong.
I saw.
That cool weather that will make your eyes dry up in Finland.
True.
I mean,
Cold and dry.
right.
Here's one, please.
For those curious about our free coverage right now, this is just the appetizer. We are using our horseshoe table, which we've used for some of our smaller final tables during the World Series of Poker. The action on the real main set kicks off at 5:30 p.m. today. If we didn't have this table, you would just have to wait on that one. So it's a little bit of extra that we're able to provide, luckily enough. And then that stream will go till 1 in the morning, Las Vegas time. The night shift again on deck tonight. Dwan, meanwhile, continues to get involved here, raising it up with 5s under the gun.
I like to watch the night shift alone, by the way. My own bed.
Are you married or single? Or what?
My favorite video.
My girlfriend is actually from Holland, Michigan.
I already got the popcorn ready.
How did she move there? Because that was
Imagine Najad and Schulman commentating on Tom Dwan, day 3 of the main.
You know, even my wife, and I say I like to watch it alone, she'll fall asleep after about an hour, but she watches until she's out cold and giggles at Schulman and Najad and they're back and forth.
You're right. It's
And
just
she
south
hates
of,
poker.
Look at this, by the way. The players have picked up on Tom Dwan's aggression and are fighting back.
Right. I know where
Couple
that. I was
sailboats
a geography teacher.
out there on the pond.
I better know where.
Flying around. Dwan thinking about peeling.
And you know the other thing.
He's got a fever.
Before anybody else is
Wants a little 5-ball on the flop. Can we set mine against Phoenix? Started the hand around 47 bigs, did Phoenix. Dwan has infinite.
High school.
What's that?
High school, university.
Price isn't terrible.
At the high school level, I taught that. I also was involved in PE at the college
Maybe we
level.
just give Phoenix a lot of credit. He's been on the snugger side of things.
High school teacher. Because I feel like elementary, junior high.
Tom Dwan making the call here. Very, very interesting to see what will happen with these two small pairs in the mix. And 9-8-4 rolls off the deck. Phoenix hits a set.
Oh, there's not a better feeling. You 3-bet this little pair. You get called by Tom Dwan, and you flop the set. This guy might be comatose now, full of excitement and trapping Remco. The check back doesn't look like ace-king. Does this now have Dwan's full attention? Does he believe the fives are just good? I don't think Dwan gives Phoenix credit for ever having 9s, 8s, or 4s, 3-betting those sorts of hands. He may believe that those fives are good.
Private schools are known for that.
Dwan does decide to check. I wonder if Dwan thinks that Phoenix has lots of ace-king type combinations in his range, perhaps thinking my fives might be good here.
I think you're right. May give him credit for slow playing a hand like kings or aces as well. Checking back, concerned about being up against the set while also slow playing.
We've not texted for easily 3 or 4 years. Yeah, now he's texting updates.
He's making a lot of live reads here. Look at Dwan studying them, the body, the mannerisms, everything.
He's got the call ready.
I really like that.
No, he doesn't.
Wow, good discipline there, Brent. It might seem like an easy fold, but I could tell Tom was tempted.
Dwan just felt like he was getting trapped the whole way, right? He was trying to make a 5 and only a 5. Thought maybe he was up against 2 kings, 2 aces. He'll be shocked to see that he was up against 2 4s.
Have you ever been there? Messy?
Once again, if you're watching us on YouTube on this free feed, please
I'm a bigger fan of it.
don't forget to like this video. As
Thank you.
two of mine is trying to get Tom Dwan's attention. Totally in the zone.
It is,
But yeah,
but
please smash
still good
that
to
like
match.
button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got tons of clips coming out every single day.
7,000.
Our YouTube channel is sort of like the gateway drug
Raise all in.
into more and more poker action. As Tuomainen picks up pocket aces, makes it 7,000, and Lanes finally finds a hand to shove with 51K into the middle. We're going to see some fireworks here.
Absolute cooler for Lanes. Played very patiently, waiting for a big hand, a big spot, finally gets it, and he is just walked right into the goods.
Good luck.
Tuomainen calls it off.
Wow, again.
And Richard Lanes runs into
10
it.
Jack Queen, please.
There we go, sir. That is exactly what you are looking for.
You got 2 live cards.
Let me know about the audio, if you can hear what I say.
Yeah, boxes are alive.
They got it.
All right, waiting for the flop here as Lanes is in a world of hurt. Flop brings out Jack 10.
Got a sweat. Got the clubs going as well. We've got life.
Pretty please.
No, that's too obvious. Let's have like 9 of clubs for a good sweat.
Yeah, that was very
That
good
would be
sweat.
fair.
I think you prefer.
Careful what you ask
I
for.
think my queen would be fine.
Here comes the turn.
Queen, please. How about a queen?
It is a 3 of diamonds. A queen and a queen only will keep Lanes in the tournament right now.
Queen, please.
River card.
Oh!
Ace the queen!
He does it!
500.
Ask and you shall receive.
I was asking, is this real life? Yeah, it is.
You deserve it.
Definitely. Yeah.
From the heavens.
Lucky stars.
Lady.
It's never too easy.
The
Never too
shirt, the
easy.
new shirt.
The new shirt pays off.
Hold on.
Oh my, you're a great dealer. Except for the damn heart attack I had.
Wow.
Tournament life on the line, drills it on the river. What a way to stay in the biggest main event in poker history. Brent, wow.
Lanes.
Ouais.
How does he do it?
He's worried about his health.
He's got a brand new shirt on. It's a lucky shirt. Finds the lucky lady on the river, surviving. Now he's texting the family and friends. Guys, you won't believe this, what you're about to see. Ace King beats Aces. Make sure you watch it right here on the YouTube channel. Bingo.
Did you see how much I bet on the turn? Should I bet 30?
Did I jinx myself over there?
Yeah, but that'll have mini slow roll, buddy.
I'll tell you why I did it afterwards.
At least two of mine can laugh about it. He now down to below 100K. 32 big blinds left to play with for the Finn.
Sort of attitude you need, really.
Take it with a smile.
We've seen it before many times.
Everyone can do that.
He's been down that road. Run it up, Remco. 30 bigs in the main. Not such a bad thing.
Raise 6,000.
Atchison, Queen Jack of Spades, always looks so nice. Raising it up.
It is so nice. One of my favorite hands.
Did I make a bad fold to you just now?
Depends on what you had.
I had a pair. Looks like a yes. Raise 16,000.
And if the chat is right, it sounds like Hoodie Allen also got into aces versus Ace King and lost.
Oh,
really?
Similar fashion.
Tournament life, I guess, for Hoodie Allen.
What are they saying about my switch?
Riches here, trying to get even richer, 3-betting with pocket eights. Atchison, as we've seen before, quick with his decisions, makes the call. Just shy of 40K in the middle here. 10-10-4 on the flop.
Then I didn't play it right. I should just jam pre.
Wow.
I have fives. I can shove pre.
Action on Atchison first.
I guess I should.
He raised under the gun.
I didn't think
you
you
check?
had that.
It's on you.
Could have air, could have, 10-9, could have ace king, whatever, but
I tried to make it look like ace king,
Didn't think you had bottom
Atchison checks to Riches.
Like
15,000.
Tosses out 15K, and Atchison quickly folds. And the Frenchman once again picks up a pot. This man has been in full control, already up 158,000 chips. He's won 10 hands since we've started streaming. The only player who's won more hands, Tom Dwan, he's won 14.
Riches, as we will call him, he has been very impressive, to your point, Remco. You can tell this guy plays a ton of tournament poker, whether it's online, live, you name it. He's got that live presence too, you know, the tats everywhere surrounding the neck, all over the hands. He was built for live poker.
Yeah, that's what people.
Intimidating figure.
I was thinking the same, like they even have to straight.
Meanwhile, Ibanez in the 1 seed has only won a single hand, one hand at this table. Can't get anything going with Friedman and Dwan to his left playing a very active style.
People playing other tournaments would love to see that too instead of the.
I have to tell a few people about that hand. As if they won't see it in an hour. Right?
Yeah, it'd be way more interesting. Raise 6,000. Although I guess if there was like any technical, then you have a problem.
There's no slowing down here as Richer raises it up with ace-10 of hearts. The Sol Royale, again with a hand on his left. Difference being, this time he's in position.
Chili Vanilla. Finally, maybe a favorable spot with ace-queen. It's against his villain. Guy that made him fold it a moment ago, Richer, the French Fury.
500.
Two of mine and folds ace jack of clubs in the small blind action. Now back on Richer. $20,500 in position here from the Sol Royale.
Might be a different scenario. Hand could be good enough to simply just call. Or just throw it in the muck.
Wow.
Ace-10 suited out of the way. That's that live sort of feel and read, too, that this guy brings to the table. Not just solver baiting left and right, but also the live instincts there. Just felt it correctly. Good shot of these guys setting up the main set. PokerGo crew.
Shout out George Maxwell.
Big G.
Big G running the show. If you're tuning in, and if you're following along with the coverage and everything else on social media regarding to the main event, let us know who your favorite player is who's still in the main event. We have so many superstars still in the tournament. Always curious to hear who you are rooting for. I'm going to try to pass along that information to our producers. Hopefully we can get your favorite players on our feature table.
Comes Tommy Dwan's. King Little. Able to punish. You can see what he's coming after, right? He's got lanes in the big blind. Atchison in the small.
We meet again.
And it's not because of those two opponents specifically, right? It's more about targeting and attacking how vulnerable their stack sizes are. Atchison 53 out of the small, and lanes, we saw the miracle double up a moment ago, right around 35 bigs. We can open wide.
Dwan not looking to get too feisty versus lanes. But then again, taking a stab here on the turn.
11,500.
Lanes isn't going anywhere with the nut flush draw just yet.
River card. The jack of clubs.
It's a really bizarre run out.
It's not a very good card for me to bluff.
King high may be potential for showdown against missed hearts or missed diamonds of the non-ace high. Now sees that could have pulled the trigger.
Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Seeing lots of names in the chat from the chip counts that everyone is rooting for. Botes, James Ops, Phil Locke, Rigby, Doug Polk, Tom Dwan. Kathy Liebert getting some shouts.
Yeah, we got the poker cat out there building stacks. The legend of Liebert.
I agree.
Hall of Fame nominee.
Hard comes, you get some action from me for sure. I did not have that one. Okay,
What's that, dude?
And apologies if you did mention this already, Remco, and I missed it, but the big rig.
Yes.
No longer the chip leader.
Oh, wow.
He's been notched by a hair. Julio Beluccio out of Argentina. Up to 1.4 and change. The big rig at 1.35. Maurice Hawkins at 1.1.
That's crazy.
The only other millionaire in fourth place is Kojiro Mizukami, Japanese player. Just cracked $1 million. There may or may not be other big stacks similar to those out there. Reminder, there's roughly 3,000 players still left in the field. Hard to track them all down, but I imagine it's quite accurate from what we're seeing.
Sometimes they get better. Not very often, but sometimes.
Friedman raising it up with king queen off. Dwan calling with sixes. Action on Phoenix in the big blind. Ace 4 off. He's going to come along as well.
3 players.
Here's the flop. 10, 8, 5. No set for Dwan. Still, his 6 is in the lead. is going to continue here.
But 8,500. Cool.
Dwan comes along with his pair of sixes. Nothing much there for Phoenix. He lets it go.
Heads up.
Turn card, 3 of clubs. 6 is still best. Let's see if Friedman is going to fire one more street.
Check.
He decides to check. Dwan, of course, lots of showdown value versus all those big cards in Friedman's range. And he checks back. River card is the queen of diamonds, and Friedman here takes over, makes a pair of queens.
Check.
Friedman decides to check, and
Check. Show him, please. Pair of queens.
Donnie, if you're free, oh Donnie, Jesus, I keep doing it. Brent, if you're Friedman, aren't you supposed to bet your own hand here on the river? Making a pair of queens?
Yeah, tight is right, Remco. Friedman just kind of doing his thing. You know, he's feeling it out, dialed in, trying not to make any big mistakes or leveling himself. But yeah, maybe we try and get a little value there.
I just see people sitting around it. I thought they stream those 3
I didn't see it.
I believe it.
Yeah, it was wobbling real bad.
Someone else
yeah.
might have.
I didn't see it.
I would have flipped that one for sure. Raise 6,500.
Respect. Win all the big ones.
if you're looking for a PokerGo subscription, we have the annual plan available. The best code for that is DREAM30 to save $30. Brings it down to $5.80 per month. But of course, we also have monthly and quarterly plans available. I believe the monthly is $15. That, of course, will be $15 only just to watch the remainder of the main event. Put it into perspective with regards to, you know, pay-per-view events and all that stuff. $15 to watch the main event, not a bad deal at all. But you would, of course, be missing out on all our future action. Either way, we just love the fact that you guys are watching. Amazing turnout today so far, and we have so much poker left to be played.
I love how you're stating this as the appetizer. That truly is the case.
Right.
You haven't even started delivering the full meal, the whole course.
Exactly. If you're curious to see what the main course looks like, just check out our Helmuth bust-out clip from last night versus Nick Rigby. It was on the main set. It is posted on our YouTube channel.
You know what I think we've set up, rather unintentionally? High Noon, of course, that is live coverage where we travel from table to table, here in the Horseshoe, the ballroom, you name it, focusing on the biggest players, the biggest names. Sort of a talk show vibe with Will Jaffe and Apollo. That is your bold, and I mean bold, cup of coffee in the morning.
I was going to say an hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah, a little hors d'oeuvre. Then you move on to this free stream on PokerGo, the appetizer. And then the entrees start to pour in, starting at 5:30 Pacific, taking you through the night.
I feel like this is a graphic that Jess has to make.
11,000.
It's always good when you can get food involved with poker. Not at the table, but while you're watching.
I never understand it.
I don't like the guys eating the chicken fingers at the table, touching the. Used to have a guy in our home game as we watched Dwan get busy with Big Lick. He would eat hot dogs and you name it. Name was Lyle. Would just pound all this horrific food, mustard dripping off the side of his face. Sometimes would end up on the playing cards. A disgusting sight to see. Yet we all embraced it
because he,
you know, you love Lyle in the game. Let him do his thing. You don't ever want to tell him no, despite the mustard. I love a good hot dog. Maybe we don't need the potato salad and the mustard and the onion all over the table.
Obviously, experience is a big one. It's really amazing. There's so many delicious,
Looks like Dwan has given this one a chance. Now perhaps just surrendering to Tuomainen.
This is a full-blown surrender in a big pot for Tuomainen.
Même s'il y a une partie de sa range qui va pas me payer quand je fais tapis, en fait, quand tu fais les mathématiques, tu regardes que c'est tout le temps le size le plus gros qui paye. Et puis des fois il a dame 10, des fois il a un 9. Et en fait quand il a dame 10 et que je fais petit, il va pas me faire tapis. Quand il a un 9 et que je fais tapis, il va pas me faire petit. Et des fois les gens, enfin, j'ai fait ultra cher, j'ai dû faire genre 130% pour river, donc ça reste standard. J'ai pas fait 3x pour river. Mais ouais, en gros, quand t'as la 9, tu veux tout le temps essayer de tout mettre. Donc ça peut être en faisant même 5x pour river, ça arrive.
Tuomainen really taking his time here. It's almost been a minute already.
All I could hear was whatever that conversation was. I have no idea what a word meant, what language it was being spoken.
In-depth analysis in French of some hand histories potentially.
It's not our guy Riches, right? Riche.
I believe it is, and Dwan does surrender.
That can't be Riche. No, I don't see any tats on the arms back there.
No, I mean that's Friedman over there in the back.
Oh, he wasn't speaking.
No, but Riche is in the other corner during this hand. We got the player mics picking up on whatever conversation that was.
Now it all makes sense. I mean, other than what they're talking about.
Right.
Very windy outside.
Here's a look at our BGT Dream Seat giveaway. We're sending 3 annual subscribers to play in our BGT Championship $1 million free roll. Join now or upgrade. Use promo code DREAM30 to save $30 on your annual subscription. Brings the cost down to $5.80 per month. All you have to do is get in the mix, and you might be coming to Vegas in December to play for a $500K first prize. What was that about the wind, Brent?
Yeah, Friedman talking about the weather with Israel. And then Riche talking about God knows what, probably solver baiting with his crew out here. Just 2 interesting mindsets. This play resumes.
Friedman raising it up with 7s. Picks up the blinds and antes.
How many times here has everyone played the main event?
Pardon?
How many times has everyone played the main event?
7.
Twice.
Never a cash.
Twice. Don't worry, it only took Alan Kessler 15 times until he cashed.
Oh.
I think this is 17 for me.
17? Holy moly.
Did you cash yet?
What?
Did you cash yet?
If I hadn't, I'd probably have to re-examine what I'm doing wrong with my life.
I've never cashed.
Was
Yeah,
that
but you
like
don't-
a
yeah, right.
No, I probably played like 7.
subtle hint for me, or?
Sometimes I like to go for it. You know?
That's fair.
Even in the main.
Multiple explanations.
So if I had like the end of day, like 3 years ago when I went out like late on day 5, I could not
Raised
understand better
7,000.
tables from the end of day 3 to when I bust on day 5. I've never seen such a bad run of cards in my entire life. Like every hand had a deuce or 3 in it. Dude. I'm watching everyone towards their chips. I mean, the guy was a chip at the start today. Just like 70 bigs, ace 9 off, and I'm just like, whatever hair remaining, I'm just like going like this. Yeah, just,
Adam Friedman doing what Adam Friedman does.
Yeah, he's got sort of like a Helmuthian Kessler cross. Heard him mention Kessler. It took him 32 times to cash the main. And I think that was a slight exaggeration. I know Ari Engel, wasn't it like an 11-year drought before he finally cashed?
Yeah, he did. Friedman both bragging and complaining at the same time. Talking
Oh
about
boy, hold on a minute. Friedman now, look at this hand. Bottom set of crabs for Atchison, who's strapping, but Friedman's got, oh my gosh, checking again. Atchison might want to consider betting. Just missed out on a boatload of value. Oh dear, this is...
So you wait till this hand hits the screen.
Yeah. Friedman, you won't believe what you were up against and how you just faded.
Wow.
That's running good right there for Friedman. He should have lost 2 big streets of value. Oh dear.
I was about to make some jokes, but that hand.
Ooh, what just happened?
Vous êtes là? Non.
That's wild.
Sort of speechless after that one.
Yeah, I see.
All I know is the shirt works.
My God.
So far. Still like my refund from him.
Yeah, you get it from him.
Nah,
Did he double?
to you.
Oh, yeah.
He just seems like such a generous person. I know you can't wait to give back to your benefactor.
Actually, yeah.
Just such a nice guy.
My first tournament.
Yeah, consideration. Yeah, we've had some history.
I don't know. I don't think I believe.
I believe the saying is no set, no bet.
Right.
Just broke the rule.
Yeah. He had a set and he didn't bet.
You must bet the set.
Don't tell people.
Perfect board.
Yeah.
I believe Atchison just told Friedman and Durr this is the first live tournament he's playing ever. And Dwan said, don't tell anyone that if you go deep.
Never. Should have never spoken it to begin with. Yeah, I mean, but really cool moment, right? I mean, you're here at the feature table with Tom Dwan, Adam Friedman. First live tournament you've ever played.
Wow. Ibanez, who still only has won one single hand today at this feature table.
Sometimes it doesn't. And
flops top pair.
It's always like this.
Been tough sledding out there for Ibanez. Dwan had his way with him a moment ago. Finally picks this pot up. That has to feel good.
Yeah, how much did you have? We had the same. No?
I love the fact that Atchison is playing his first tournament. Clearly loves the game.
Would have been like
Owner of multiple bowling alleys. Has bowled a 300 33 times.
15.
Let's see if we can hit a few strikes here.
You know, I think the best, what would be optimal for Atchison. Imagine he tells them all right here on the live stream, this is my first live tournament ever. It's the main event. Meanwhile, he's probably played the main like 15 times. You know, just straight up lying. Where's the bucket hat out there throwing 300? That's how you hustle at the bowling alley as well.
What do you bowl, Brent?
Secrets only last for 30
well, I don't bowl well.
No, I don't like it.
Probably average about $1.75.
Oh,
$1.50 maybe.
I couldn't break 100 if you paid me.
I mean, I have no idea. I don't think I'd be that bad. I'm pretty, hand-eye coordination's there.
Right. You're athletic?
I bowled enough to where I can go out there and throw some heat. Strikes down the middle.
Phoenix here, raising it up with jacks, making it 7,000. Ooh, and Ibanez, who's been waiting on a hand to play, finds pocket tens in position.
I think I've had like sushi twice in 6 weeks.
If you can find it in him just to come with the call, that would be spectacular. But off 30 bigs, you feel like your back's been up against the wall. You said he's been waiting on a hand, on a moment. I think he did. Just come with the call, Remco. Look at this discipline in the main out of Ibanez. Hanging on to his tournament life.
And Dwan getting involved here with 6-4 of hearts and 2 of mine, and now all of a sudden getting the invite to go see a flop here four-handed.
You know he loves to squeeze, just shy of the 40 bigs. Genuine decision. Can we 3-bet? If we do, how much? Do we ever just call the ace-10 off out of the big? Doesn't seem like his style. The longer he takes, the more I'm inclined to believe he is going to come with a little bit of a 3-bet. There it is. This is going to be of the 3-bet fold variety, I believe, Remco. We size it up, we squeeze. If we face further resistance, we reluctantly have to fold the ace-10 off. I can't fathom Phoenix gets off of the 2 jacks, but maybe. Mounted pressure here. You love having 50 bigs in the main, nearing the money, possibly tonight. We've seen 2 of mine and show up with some big hands. Jacks just seem too good, Remco. Yeah, drop the 4 bomb.
Love it. And Ibanez able to perhaps get away from this real cheap.
Absolutely escaping now. You know, it's frustrating, but we simply just lose 2 bigs and change.
I'm sorry. I know, I regret it too. I wish I thought.
Brett, I have some interesting information on Mr. Atchison here. Brian Atchison is indeed playing his first ever live tournament, but his 2 nephews made day 3. Guess who his 2 nephews are?
Talk to me, Remco.
Alex Condon and William Reynolds.
Get out of here.
I'm not joking.
I knew they were related, Condon and Reynolds. And Reynolds I saw had chips in the main. I haven't seen him in a decade.
Nephews.
How about that?
Isn't that incredible?
That's special stuff right there.
I absolutely love that.
2 great players, by the way. Reynolds sort of fallen off the map over the last few years, but kid can play ball. Condon crushes online and live.
How do you know? How do you know?
Thank you.
William Reynolds, winner of the NAPT High Roller back in 2010. Also has EPT, WSOP, and WPT final tables under his belt. So perhaps some poker talent running in the family.
No, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
I wanted, I was like, put it in, put it in.
I told myself the same thing, don't do it. I couldn't.
The Soriol raising it up with ace-jack offsuit.
That took some courage, by the way, from Phoenix a moment ago with those 2 jacks. Hard to come in with the 4-bet with that hand. A lot of people hate jacks.
Check.
Nothing out there for Dwan. He's going to check behind in position. Turn card is the 8 of hearts, giving Dwan an open and a straight draw and a heart to go along with it here.
Really interesting card for both players. Dwan knuckling back flop, perhaps suggesting he's got some sort of showdown value. The plans were probably to deliver a bet on further streets, but Chilean vanilla. He's going to take full advantage of this texture. He's got the ace-jack double gutter, any 9, any king, and the power of ace high.
Dwan making the call. To the river we go. It is the king of clubs giving Broadway to Viala de Soriol.
It was just announced.
Clearly a great card, improving to Broadway.
Just said that we were, it was just
You're
announced
really
that
only
we were
concerned
moving
about Dwan weirdly playing a flush. Could he have checked back hearts on the flop and then just continued to call? Maybe.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
But the hand sort of screams more like a 10 or a vulnerable queen.
The bigger feature?
Could also have a king, right? Dwan could have knuckled back some sort of hand like king 9 that possessed a heart.
I'm blowing up there.
What's that?
My phone's blowing up with people I haven't even talked to in years. All of a sudden, it's out there.
I got 3 poker groups.
Everybody's just, yeah.
Old guys rule.
First tournament ever.
What's that?
I'm not afraid to announce my first tournament ever.
Sizable at 33.5. Does Dwan think this is bluffy?
Wow.
Is he going to turn 9 high into a bluff? Trying to sort of represent a similar holding
I just love these.
that he's up against.
So beautiful. And all the kind people.
We've got some warfare going on. Yeah.
That's like 150-ish.
Share your chips.
What's that?
They shared the chips with you a little bit.
They're doing a nice job. I'll see it ain't he's a bully. He has yet to get back to the old guy. It's just call it over his thing.
Oh wow.
They're respecting
Is that a look into Tom Dwan's soul, Brent?
Yeah, he wanted to. You sort of could feel it, right? He was going to try and represent. Maybe he checked back a flush draw.
Thank you. Thank you.
He thought better of it. Maybe it was a little too thin.
Have a wonderful day.
The chat's screaming no. Tom, don't do it.
Yeah, but they wanted to see it as well. Let's face facts, chat. You wanted him to pull the trigger there to see if that would work. I don't think it was going to, but maybe.
Latest update from the field. Mr. Chris Moneymaker charging up the counts.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
According to the updates.
What do you got for us? How many chips?
Up to top 50 in chips.
Wow. Can Moneymaker do it again?
There you go.
Just for him to make a run would be so much fun to follow. Chris Moneymaker now up to just shy of 600,000 chips.
We're being moved to the main table.
It's a lot of big stacks. New chip leader now, Eric Hogland at 1.435. Julio Belucio 1.434. The big rig in third. Sebastian Coleman 1.1. The Hawk, Maurice Hawkins 1.1. Folks on the move. Chance Corneth at 870,000.
Getting all the cameras ready. Yep.
The Solreal raising it up with sixes here. Dwan makes the call with ace-7 offsuit. Continues to stay involved despite having lost over 130,000 chips in the last few orbits.
It's all right, Remco. It's Tommy Dwan's. He'll be just fine. See? Top pair.
Yeah.
No problem.
Exactly right.
Also worth noting some other names in the field you may be familiar with. How about last year's runner-up? Oh, excuse me. Not runner-up. Final tableist, if you will. George Holmes.
Oh, wow.
The legend.
No way.
220,000 chips. George Holmes is out there.
I'll check it. All right.
Sorry.
Where's my mind? No, yeah, I didn't even move.
Check. Check. At 9,500.
Dwan firing out at 9,500 here. He gets 2 quick folds and rakes this one in. If you're catching us on YouTube, this is the appetizer to the main course. We're streaming live until 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. Tomorrow, hopefully, we get to watch the bubble burst.
I knew you'd take care of me. Such a sweet lady. Can't wait to see the kindness in your deal. Huh? Can't wait to see the kindness in your deal.
Trying to sweet talk some nice cards for yourself, huh?
There you go. It seems to work.
Yeah?
When I had the ace king, I said, you know what, just give me a 10 jack. I wasn't even greedy and asked
yeah,
for 2 kings. I just said
gotta
10
be
jack
nice,
queen, please.
I gotta be nice.
And I was obliged. Being nice is good. Asking politely.
Yeah, good karma.
As opposed to cursing vehemently when you lose half your
Just say
chips.
let it go.
Our PokerGo coverage, which starts at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, will have 3 feature tables, and Tom Dwan will be on the main stage. I believe we have Jason Kuhn at one of the outer tables as well.
Bringing out the big guns.
Yeah, a player like Jason Kuhn would not want to be at that table.
Dwan loves ace-7.
I mean, you can see the cash game player in him. He just wants to play every single hand.
I think Tuomainen was very close to just moving it all in there. Just below 30 bigs. Perhaps that's just too many chips. Ace-Jack suited, ace-queen off, pure shoves. Could even induce a guy like Tommy Dwan. Does come with the call, has the best hand, does Tuomainen.
Queen 10 deuce on this flop. I'd say favorable for Dwan, as he's likely to continue and the other 2 players don't really have a whole lot going on.
It's possible he's got the backdoor spades, but you are concerned about Tuomainen's range. You're right, Remco. Should be very effective.
And indeed, he picks these chips up again. And this is sort of a testament to the player that Tom Dwan is. His chip stack fluctuates a lot, puts himself into spots where he can pick up a lot of easy chips, and then when the moment arrives, he's going to try to be ready to collect the big one.
He wants to play the biggest pots. Clearly the most active player at this feature table. He's won the most pots, 16 hands won to be exact today.
Poker players, none yet. Oh, I got two.
And he's got the most chips. Cool. Story sort of all adds up.
The incredible son with 13 years.
Tuomainen has won 7 hands. You know, he's not a tight player, but he is our short stack. 26 big blinds. He's going to need some help real soon.
Handsome as that grandson, another baby doing our too.
Dwan continuing to remain aggressive. 8-4 suited now. The guy is all over the place. Classic Durr on display. Look at lanes. Just flicks it in with ace-jack off. Kind of love it off 40 bigs. Could easily 3-bet it. Phoenix, same holding. He may try and squeeze things up right here. There it is. Drops in the old chartreuse cookie. 26,000 to go.
Started with like 190.
Yeah, if you're gonna make a few hands. I haven't turned this on once.
My God, Dwan, he's gonna peel. 8-4 suited in position.
Wow. Queen 8-7 on the flop. Dwan outflops Phoenix, but still, that doesn't make this hand any easier.
It doesn't. Dwan clearly not going down quite yet. Middle pair. It's gonna force Phoenix to make him a believer.
That is 22,000.
Phoenix continues here for 22,000.
Or if you're just hit it. 10,000 to go middle, just
If you're Tom Dwan here, Brent, what should your game plan be? Because you have to give credit, of course, for a queen in Phoenix range, but there's also perhaps a variety of hands that do not really connect with this.
You're seeing one of them, right? Ace Jack off. This sort of a pure and perfect two-barrel opportunity for Phoenix. You apply a ton of pressure to 8x, hands like pocket 9s, pocket 10s, even like club draws, right? If you size it up, you don't give them a ton of equity to call correctly. 5-6 suited as well. 9-10, just a perfect bet. Well executed by Phoenix. That is the fold face out of Durr, out of Dwan. He's trying to go full-blown big rig here, playing them all. A little punty out of Dwan. Stack takes a hit.
Unnecessary.
Maybe a little unnecessary, but he's putting on a show for us, Remco.
Absolutely. I've been thoroughly entertained by Tom Dwan here at this feature table. Do you think a player like Dwan or someone like a Doug Polk or Negreanu feels as though they need to make it entertaining to watch, or is this just, even if the cameras are turned off, the way that they play?
Bit of both. I think it's just in their nature. Dwan just has these modes where he's going to play pots. He feels very competent and comfortable in position while also wanting to put on a show. Just knowing that he is a fixture in the poker world. And worth pointing out, Dwan has 130 bigs still, right? He's got flexibility, maneuverability with his stack. Feels very cozy at this table, knows he can continue to accumulate, can change gears.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that right earlier. I said 210.
Raise to 7,500.
I had a pair, but a lot worse than that.
Dwan again, raising it up. Queen Jack offsuit.
Yeah, thought it was good. It was a good turn to
Brent, we're being accused of being Tom Dwan cheerleaders. How do you react to that?
Sam, tell me when I get the same.
Well, I mean, I tried out for the squad. I was fortunate enough to make it, you know. Always wanted to be a cheerleader.
I'm a cheerleader of exciting poker action, and Tom Dwan so far at this feature table delivering the action.
Yeah, I mean, he's spewing around from time to time, making this exciting. It's Tom Dwan. What do you want? I'm allowed to say he's, you know, at times punting a little bit. I thought the 8-4 hand was a bit ambitious, but I'm thrilled to see it.
Would people rather watch a...
What do you want to see? A squeeze fold every other hand? What are you guys looking for out there? Everyone out there is they're solver baiting watching this. They want perfection. What do the robots do? Alone with their favorite video on under the covers.
I'm sure Richard has been there before. Very experienced player from what we've seen so far. Ibanez with ace-3 of spades in the big blind. Hasn't been able to get anything going so far today, but still in the mix.
Check.
9-5 deuce rainbow on the flop here. Ibanez with the gut shot. Rich has not a whole lot, but likely to continue here given his style.
That is 13.
$13,000 is the bet. Ibanez backdoor spades as well in position. Stack not too deep, but still perhaps able to take a card.
I Honestly, Remco, it's a sort of hand where you if you're deeper, you'd like to check raise. With the power of ace high being so strong, those backdoor spades in play, Ibanez trying to preserve that stack. I would have liked to still seen a check raise there. So hard for Richer to continue because of the stack depth that Ibanez presents. He's hoping it just simply goes check, check here. Maybe we get to showdown, but this is a great two-barrel opportunity for Richer. And look at him, he's just dialing it right up. Max pressure. So hard for Ibanez to continue. It's half his chips, essentially, facing this bet.
Ibanez once again has to let it go. His day is not getting any better as he is now down to 21 big blinds. Down to roughly the starting stack, Brent, which goes to show that the structure of this event is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's hard to find the focus and to find
He saw yours.
the right mind
He
frame.
still played you.
You've lost so many chips today. You're down to 20 bigs, a starting stack in the main on day 3, but you have to sort of tell yourself the same thing. You're in it. You have 20 bigs. You can spin this thing.
I'm on it. A lot of baseball in me. You know I'm scratching.
If you're catching us on YouTube, please help us out. Hit that like button. Let's see if we can hit 10,000 likes. That'd be so sick if we had 10,000 likes. I think we've never hit 10,000 likes before on a live feed. And while you're at it, please subscribe. Daily highlights, all the exciting action. Tomorrow morning, we'll have a recap as well of the action on PokerGo. If you're not in a position to subscribe, we totally understand. We'll have some highlight clips for you as well. Hit that notification bell so you always know when our newest video drops. 365 days a year, we're posting content on our channel. And for the PokerGo fam, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, action will continue with this table on the main set. All the Tom Dwan you can handle today.
We got to get the big rig in tonight, don't we? I mean, at least for
some
night
portion.
shift.
I think at the very least, they'll put a camera by his table so we never miss a major moment.
I might just, you know how Ivy had his favorite railbirds?
Yes.
I believe it
Pat,
was
Pat and Mel.
Pat and Mel.
The Humphreys?
The Humphreys, yeah. I might go do that for the big rig. I'm going to get a lawn chair, a cooler, some signs, and just go post up.
I love it.
Inside the horseshoe where he's playing and just cheer on the big rig.
You need a big head on a lollipop.
I'm here for that.
I like that.
Yesterday I had like a 6-hour episode where I was dead tired. But today it's just after dinner. It's like 4 hours. So.
Yeah.
Check.
Look at that, those likes shooting up, approaching 10,000.
Are we going to hit 10,000 likes? Don't let us down, guys. Come on, hit 10,000 likes before we're off air. Would that be a record, Remco?
Yes, it would be. It'd be a record for a live feed.
7s? Is it 7s?
All the records being broken. Most players in the main event.
It's a little savagery right there by Richer. Riches making Friedman turn over the 2 7s before he showed him the 9. Maybe intentionally to try to get under Friedman's skin, set him off a little bit.
Which is not hard.
No. Again, just a perfect mold, a blend of Helmuth and Kessler. He's got himself a little bit of a temper at times. And this biker out of France, I mean, this guy, my next bar fight, he's going to be there with me, mainly to do the fighting.
He's dominating. He's up 171,000 chips, up to 300K. Very impressive showing by the Frenchman.
Back to the regular table for one level. They might put us back up there for dinner.
2 of mine. 2 black 8s down to 26 bigs. He's going to raise under the gun.
When we broke was up here Friday. We went back to the regular table for the third level.
Really?
But then they were talking about putting us, but we didn't. But then they were.
Did you guys have bar fights in the Netherlands? Was that a thing?
Levels 3, 4, and 5.
Probably a bit safer to get into a bar fight in the Netherlands. 2-Minen, 7K. Tom Dwan with the Doyle in the big blind. Perhaps a tribute.
Pay your respects.
Exactly.
Flick it in, 10 deuce suited.
Meanwhile, over 10,000 likes, Brent.
There it is. Never a doubt.
King Jack
Well,
5.
it's all back at our
Not
regular
the
table
greatest
until
flop
showed
for
up.
pocket eights.
You know, speaking of the big rig, as we see the beautiful
Girls behind them and all that stuff.
Doyle here. Big rig every opportunity this main event. Whether it's 10 deuce off, the dirty Doyle, or the pretty Doyle, 10 deuce suited. He is playing the hand. He will not take off 10 deuce.
Right.
Doesn't matter the situation. This is true.
Wow.
He's in there with 10 deuce in honor of the big fella above Doyle Brunson.
Tom Dwan trying to figure out if some shenanigans could potentially work here. But Brent, that of course not to be advised. The range of 2-Minen will include lots of cards that hit that board. And he does let it go.
Yep.
I can't stop thinking about the big rig out there, Remco. I really can't. He doesn't strike me as the type, after watching the greatness last night of, you know, solver baiting and watching his favorite videos and learning the game.
You know what I'm confused about?
Yeah.
How have we not had a Rigby sighting inside the PokerGO studio on perhaps one of your beloved cash game shows?
It's coming. You remember he played the PGT Heads Up Championship. He played that. I believe eliminated after the first. Maybe he won his first round. I could be wrong. But no gamble, no future was made for the big rig. We need to have him out here when we film the next season.
Would anyone survive a showdown between Rigby and Jimmy D?
It's honestly a perfect pairing in a way. You know, you can't look away from this. Well, whatever's about to hit your screen, the two of them, it could be almost too much.
Yeah, probably. Phoenix here raising it up to 7,000. Richer to his direct left with pocket tens 3-betting to 20K. This man just keeps the pressure on. Tom Dwan, King Jack suited in the small blind. Of course, would love to get involved here.
We've only got a few minutes left. We might as well end with a banger.
Are we interpreting the King and the Jack as blockers for the Kings and Jacks?
This is very much cold 4-bet territory with this sort of holding against these stack sizes. Richer has been shown that he is capable of some dirty nastiness, being light from time to time.
Dwan does go for the disciplined route, lets it go. Action back on Phoenix with ace jack of spades. Call is made. We've got some chips to fight for in the middle here. Flop comes out, 7-7-4.
Check.
Make more by calling.
I just thought,
That is 22.
you're good aces.
Richer continuing for 22,000.
Doing random stuff.
Phoenix,
I wasn't flopping.
no backdoors, just two overs, lets it go, and the tens are being shown. Richer trying to keep them honest.
What's going on in here, Remco, by the way, where we're at? All of a sudden, it's all red lights. It's gotten awfully dark in here. I feel like we're in the red light district of your home country.
I feel right at home.
Is this all part of the show? I'm afraid of what's about to happen next. Is this normal?
Can you hear the dancers in the background walking into the room?
How much is this going to cost me?
I'm afraid we're going to have to wait and find out. It's getting darker and darker in here, by the way.
My God. All getting ready for the big show out there on the main stage. That coverage coming in about 1 hour over on PokerGo. Lon McCarron, Maria Ho, and Dankness in the building.
And if you want to watch that coverage on PokerGo.com exclusively, make sure you are a PokerGo subscriber, and you might as well take the annual subscription. It comes down to $5.80 a month. You get all the poker you can handle, and if you use Dream 30, you're going to be eligible for that free roll. Of course, any annual subscriber eligible for that free roll, but Dream 30 gets you in the door for a $30 discount. We're doing our next drawing to send a player to Vegas on the main event final table.
I know I've been talking about my favorite new term, solverbation and solverbaiting, but I think the red lights here are a bit of an overkill.
Looking at our final hand of the stream here. I appreciate everyone for tuning into the appetizer to the main course. We're not missing any action. These guys are just going to move to the main stage. They, of course, will also have to play on a delay. That action resumes at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. In an hour's time, that's going to get underway. Tom Dwan on the main stage as we see deuce 3-6 on the flop, rainbow flop. Dwan with a pair of threes in the backdoor flush draw, but that flush draw, of course, no good versus Friedman. Diamonds could spell trouble.
Friedman's got a hand kind of funky. Could continue. Check raisable, of course. Not going to, though. Just going to give it up.
Wow.
Tried to get away with one. I thought he might have a plan rather than check fold, but I digress.
And on that note, we are out. My name is Remco Rinkema, Brent Hanks alongside me. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been an epic ride to provide you with this appetizer coverage. We'll be back in about an hour time on PokerGo.com exclusively. So for all you diehards out there, we'll see you in the chat. For myself and Brent Hanks, back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific time for a little appetizer of day 4. For now, have fun on PokerGo.com.